The first time you played this,
Yes.
you made love to a lizard?
He can't, handle like socially awkward situations or like silence.
Well, achieving is a euphemism.
Is it?
You get a different end to that quest if you fuck the lizard as a skeleton.
This person hasn't got to the underwear yet, so they don't know. I don't know. I played the one that you
anointed yourself a king and I called you a prince. Let's just be quiet for a little bit and let's just see what happens. Yeah?
Yeah,
Don't you?
yeah.
Steph? We good? Yeah.
We're on!
Hello, welcome to Back Pocket for Wednesday, the 23rd of September, a mere 7 months before my birthday. Tonight on the show, Furious Fingers, Furious Fathers and their Furies, and Furious fans who are still waiting on their Pock-art. I'm your host, Nick Boy Richardson, but I can't do it alone, so I'm joined by...
Gus for Bachelor.
There he is.
Painful memories.
And Steph, who's wearing the same jumper you saw on the other content we produced this morning.
And Peter, who's about to walk up and move the wall that's in front of us.
In front of the camera.
You moved the TV at the last minute and you were like, everything's sorted. And then you've just seen that shot and you're like...
And Peter, who was ready to go.
Welcome everybody back to Back Pocket. It's lovely to have you back on Back Pocket. I feel like we should
address the Osher in the room.
Yeah.
The Gunsberg, if you will.
Which we did speak about this morning, but there's more people here tonight who wouldn't have known about that. We pissed off one of Australian television's most beloved celebrities this week. Pete, what did you do?
What did I do? I saw a man on a bike and I was like, that's an appropriate person to raid. And that was at the end of...
Because I wasn't there.
Yeah,
what was his setup? This is Osher Gunsberg, formerly known as Andrew G, formerly known as Andy G.
Wow, keep going.
Formerly
known as, well, if it's a boy, it'll be Andrew. If it's a girl, maybe
Osher. No,
He's gone through a lot of name changes, but host of The Bachelor and like a bunch of other stuff on
The
Channel 10.
Bachelorette? Does he host that one?
Yep.
too?
And The Bachelorette.
Okay, right. I
And-
just assumed.
Voice of Bondi Rescue.
Thank you. And The Bachelor in Paradise.
There you go.
What did you do next?
So on Monday we did the news and looked on Twitch to see who was streaming. Osher was streaming.
And he streams
on a exercise bike
Right.
whilst he's playing a bike game.
It's a simulator.
Like,
it's not even
like a
game.
Peloton type thing?
yeah.
Totally. It's
Yeah,
like Tour
right.
de France kind of style. It's like his input goes into a game, I think.
It's a cool setup. He's got his
I
It's
want
amazing.
that.
monitor and
That's
stuff.
what I
set
want.
up.
I love cycle
It's like a
stuff.
proper setup of what I tried to do with the treadmill. Much better.
No, I don't think
It sounds
better than what you did,
expensive.
but it's similar to what you did. And yeah, so he's got his heartbeat monitor, and he had. When I looked at him, he was like chilling and talking to people, and maybe that was just like in the preview.
How many viewers?
Oh, he had about as many as us.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Similar number. I
Okay.
can't remember. Like a few hundred, but he he was like chilling when I looked at it, and I was like, raid, and then we did our
So,
thing.
and for context, because people might watch this on YouTube, like raiding is when you send your audience. Most people here know this, I'm sure.
We're on Twitch.
I know, but there might be people watching who are like, "What's a raid?"
He's
And
thinking-
for example,
he's thinking
Osher
Is Osher
might be
watching?
watching. And I know what's a raid?
He's thinking ahead to when we put this show on YouTube later.
Yeah,
What's a hype train?
He's thinking
And
like an
Osher's watching
editor.
then.
Right now, I need you to think like a performer and let the man speak.
Pete J, cut to you now. Well done. Sorry,
So-
keep interrupting.
Yes, he was on his bike. He was chilling out, talking to people, riding. I was like, raid. We're like, goodbye, backing out, boom, raid, go.
Raid message.
Raid message was make Gus the next back.
For those who don't know,
Yeah.
a raid message is what you tell your audience to say when they find themselves at said raid channel.
And it's usually a fun thing, right?
Yeah,
It's like a
that's
fun
fun.
thing. Like
I think it was- I can't
when I
remember
raid
who recommended
Barjo, I make everyone do ASCII pains.
There you go. Yeah, it's always
It's
like
fun.
a joke.
It's also kind of, it can be exciting to see what that person, how they react to raids. Like some people have setups. We did one this morning and the person we raided had like a lighting effect. Some people play special movies. Some people just scream. Some people are on the toilet and they come running back and they're like, what happened? Some people don't know what a raid is.
Yeah. So he saw a bunch of messages spamming in his feed and this was like when we did finally enter his stream, and Gus will explain how to make a raid later on. But
And also what a stream is.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should
Yeah.
clarify that.
when we did finally raid, he had just done a sprint. His heart rate was like 150 and he was exhausted, and he got a spam of like make us the next Bachelor, which I'm sure he hates hearing about the Bachelor when he's not working on the Bachelor.
Yeah. In hindsight, like, yeah, I think that's probably something he gets. I was saying before, like at every pub he probably goes to, people come up and are like, I've got a mate, or I should be on it. Awesome. Yeah, I was Jono in this scenario.
You will want to fuck him.
So, but what was funny is that there's that moment of watching him going, is he not reading this? And then it's like, oh, he's reading it. He's just actively ignoring it.
Ignoring it.
He thought people were trolling him.
Yeah.
And then the lovely back pocketeers explained what the hell was going on.
But even-
and everyone came around in the end. But
Even
So
then-
did he apologize for getting angry?
no, he didn't apologize, but he came to terms with what had happened.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
terms
think he had
with what
anything-
had happened.
He didn't have anything to necessarily apologize for. Like the whole thing was just a misunderstanding. He's allowed to react how he wanted to react. We were allowed to act in the way that we wanted to act because we didn't do anything malicious. We weren't. But it was just this scenario where he was like, "Are the mods going to do anything, or are we just going to let these guys say what they want?" And then and he was like, "Yeah, I get what a raid is," but like, I was like, "Clearly you don't." But he needed Gus there. But and then he was like, "But I just don't want to talk about work." And at that point, you're like, "Okay, fair, that's fine." But it was this thing of like, I did not wake up that morning and think I'm going to piss off on him. Institution.
I'm going to rule out my chances of ever being on The Bachelor now.
It's
apparently.
just that the usual response to a raid is just like
Joy and excitement.
Joy and
Yeah.
excitement. So for someone to be like,
And it had that vibe of like we'd made a joke and it just had fallen flat.
and then it
like,
made everyone
the
feel really
tone-
bad, as I understand it. In the
It did. Well, everyone got really down, and then all of you got lost in your own feelings in the Discord, and were like, "Oh, I think if we raid people next time, then we need to send them a 47-page memorandum
Send them a-
explaining what a raid is, exactly who we are." And it was like, so we need to find the happy medium. And then this morning we found that happy medium because we raided, I would say, someone who shits all over our show, and that was the greatest raid I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was awesome.
A phenomenal drummer.
Mitch Bruzzese.
Yeah, just incredible. It was.
And
so
he-
I had people on Twitter thanking us for the raid.
No, it
Being
was
like, screw your show. Thanks for the show that you showed us afterwards. Like,
But also, like, thanks for that. And it's like, I didn't drum. I showed you a drummer who I heard about 10 seconds before you saw him. But yeah, that was a total blast.
And like I mentioned, like full lighting setup. He like dedicated a couple of songs, played like a Chemical Romance song that you were just loving, and yeah, that was heaps of fun. But as you said, like in the future, I feel like we should send them a short video where it's just me at the start explaining what a raid is.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
little video pops up. Pete, can I have my single? Hi, I'm Gus. Looks like you're about to be raided. Well, it's going to happen to all of us at one stage, so it's time to find out what raiding actually means. This is all I have for this bit. Pete, get rid of my single. I don't like it.
I love that it's just like uncomfortably close.
The first part of "Hi, I'm Gus. You're about to be raided. It happens to all of us." I thought was your audition tape for The Bachelor.
It does, when you put it that way, it does sound like the start of like some kind of sexy sci-fi porn movie.
Yeah.
Which is fitting for, what is his name?
Angus?
Gus Porn Star.
Gus Porn
right.
Nick Ronald.
He's Porn Nick.
Yeah.
Then I love that my better version of that is Sex Magician.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we did decide on Sex
Yeah, Sex
Magician.
Magician works
I think it's better. That makes me think of him as like Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon.
Yeah, but with no pants.
Yeah.
With no pants.
And then also, if you watched, I can't remember which gameplay video. It was,
Dusk, do it. No, Dusk, buddy, do it.
Just doing it right now. Don't you worry. But then I think with one of the gameplay videos, Will was editing it, and he just didn't quite hear what I said off camera or what you said off camera or something, and he wrote Gus Poor Nick Ronald, and it was like, all right, well that's just a.
I get the irony. I really do.
All right, let's get on with the show because
Sounds
we've
good.
been here long enough. I feel like there was one more piece of housekeeping I need to do, but we'll think of it at some point. We'll bring it.
Welcome to a Wednesday one. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah,
Wow.
not our usual time. So yeah, appreciate that.
Weird day for a stream.
Yeah.
It's a weird day.
It's-
Although we've done it before.
We have, but it's definitely thrown off the whole like feel of the week. Like I'm like thinking tomorrow's Thursday. Which
If it's freaking people out, Pete,
Yeah.
Pete, give my single. Hi. We're streaming on a Wednesday. It happens to all of us some days. I don't want this anymore.
Oh, that reminded me what I was going to bring up. Your period tracking cycle.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, streaming on a Wednesday.
Pete, don't give me my single.
So,
segue. Streaming on a Wednesday.
Steph, you had a little alarm before we.
Oh yeah.
Amy.
So there are these great like apps that track your like monthly cycle, and I've like gone through a few of them with my friends. We've kind of like worked out which is the best one, and the one that I'm using right now is called Clue, which makes it sound like it's a mystery board game, but there's no mystery here. But it's all developed by women, and it's really great. Anyway, it reminds you every night or every day at a time that you set to track your like cycle symptoms.
Oh, just while it's happening, not every night of the year.
Yes, every night of the year.
Wow. Okay.
Because like you experience hormonal symptoms like as a woman, not just when
Sure,
you
but
have your
that app's
period.
not doing anything. You're doing everything for the app. It's just asking you input.
No, well,
Like-
then it kind of tracks it. So it's just like around this time you can expect to like experience these symptoms because you've logged these around the same time before.
But wouldn't you be logging them at that time again? And it's like, I know how I feel. I'm logging them again.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Bodies are crazy, Gus, and every woman is different. So the idea of the app is that you can track your individual symptoms around like, throughout the course of the month, and then every month it's like builds a profile saying you're
Okay.
typically going to be like crampy here, like premenstrual here, you're ovulating here, you probably have a really high sex drive and want to make like 1,000 babies, and so it kind of tracks that whole thing.
That's my.
I was about to ask, does it gamify it and give you badges and stuff? It's like, you
does-
make 1,000 babies.
No, but but there is a rabbit icon for that particular.
Amazing. I love before when you said it went off and you were like, ding, something about my cycle. It's like telling me that. I'm like, oh, you do spin classes now. Cool.
Yeah. No. So I had set it to 8 p.m. I don't know why. It was like an arbitrary time that I set, but it means that every time we sit down on a Thursday, but today Wednesday, to do the show, I get this little message being like, hey, track your symptoms.
I just love the fact that you have this alarm that goes off once a week on the show that's like, hey, track your period symptoms. And I have an alarm that goes off once a week that's, hey, order M&Ms for the office. And it goes off every time we do the news. And it's just this point where I hit stop and chat's just like, order M&Ms.
That's perfect because that means we've synced our cycles, Nick.
Very good.
We opened
Stephanie's chocolate.
We opened streaming on Wednesday, ended on Sync Cycles. M&M Throat is back. All right, let's get into the show. We've talked about periods and Osher Gunsberg enough. It's time to talk about video games. It's time to talk about the video games that we've been playing this week. That means it's time to talk about where would we rank Loki Cat in terms of favorite Pocketeers? Tim's obviously the favorite because he was the first. What you all been playing? I'm just saying what you've all been playing. What you wrote, Ben Jones, aka Loki Cat. Second favorite? Third favorite?
I mean, I don't think it's fair to play favorites. I'm just being very diplomatic here and saying that they are all our favorites.
That's a cop-out.
It's a massive cop-out.
But third favorite out of thousands of people is still significant.
Totally. I mean, don't look at the third. Don't look at the two people above you. Look at all the Pocketeers below you.
Yeah.
And there's on Patreon 780 something now.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
And if you want to be under Loki Cat,
Yeah.
just head to patreon.com/backpocket, and you too you can boost up Loki Cat by making them feel better by being one of the people on the pile that he stands on top of.
Oh, right. So it's it's if you're the third best person out of 750 people, you go, that's cool. But if you're the third best person out of 7,500 people, you go, oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
But I will remind you, you're still third. So there's still two people above you. I will also say that Loki Cat last week, when I was doing this, it always ends up with some version of him lying on the floor in a cat suit. And then I also had Tim, where I was advertising Tim's Learn Programming Academy. Loki in chat was like, hang on, I could just write something and you'll say that instead of whatever it is that you come up with.
And it's like, no, Tim worked that out. You didn't. You get your own description every time.
We put the kibosh on that straight away. Tim's the only one, and now everybody else has to just lie at my feet and lick a bowl of milk. All right, let's talk about the games that we've been playing this week, because it's been a little bit of a skinnier week, I would say, game release wise than we're used to. But Peter,
Yeah, me.
you've been playing a game that is fat with memories.
Wahoo!
Oh my god, that's worse than my alpha roll. Wow.
Pretty accurate, Mario.
Deeper.
Was it too deep for Mario? Or too deep for
deeper than
Alpha?
the Alpha
Gus
roll.
Alpha.
Yeah, true.
I've been playing Mario 64 because I had to buy it within the first 2 weeks of it launching, or I would miss out.
Oh, it's more than that, isn't it?
know.
Yeah, it's
months-
not much, but it's still like,
It's bullshit.
Yeah,
is what it is.
It is.
In a world where I could still buy Skyrim, then, come on.
I jumped back into Mario 64. It is as you expect. It's actually nice that it's 1-to-1. I think the remake is 1-to-1, not like a remaster. Down to the more painful aspects of playing a game that from this era where the camera is just trying to kill you, and the controls. Mario at the time was the best game feel in the world, and now it is awful.
Yeah.
It just feels like shit.
Because the camera isn't attached in the same way that we're used to cameras being attached to third-person characters, right?
Yeah, not really. You can.
It has
kind of pull out
states.
to different states and swing it around to different states around you, but you can't swing it around 360 degrees.
It sort of locks to these different.
Yeah.
And it always
then
does
locks
that
into
thing
all.
where when you run forward, it centers back on him, which
Yes.
is a thing you can
yeah.
toggle
Yeah.
in a lot more games these days. But I mean, the camera's been put in a way that should complement most areas of the level you're in. But-
Totally. I mean, we're not going to review Mario 64. Obviously, it's a classic. But playing it now and having played Banjo-Kazooie again, it's like Banjo-Kazooie feels like. I mean, obviously, even at the time, it learned so many lessons from what Mario 64 did, and in my opinion, did a better job of doing a 3D platformer. And so I still enjoy Banjo-Kazooie more, but. It's cool to be able to play this on my new Nintendo handheld platform. It is.
I want to grill you about a few quick things.
Yep.
Did you finish the original?
Yes.
Yep.
I
Did
did
you-
120.
Are you a
stars.
real
right.
gamer?
No. I'm asking.
I played the Mario game on mobile. Dr. Mario Mobile.
No, I meant, okay, second question. Did you play it more than once? These aren't questions to prove.
Sounds like serious Nintendo gatekeeping. Gus.
No.
I know what's happening, and I'm sorry. I will let. But that was so funny that you're like, I have a few questions. I don't want to probe you. Did you finish it? And then we all make fun of you for are you a real gamer? And then you're like, did you finish it multiple times?
I would have played through worlds 1 to 8 heaps.
Yeah, right.
And finished it once.
No, I'm gauging that because I reckon we're on the exact same page. Did that much. The nostalgia for me with the controls the controls feel perfect. He feels better than other Mario games I've played because I played this so much. And so what I'm feeling is
How many times did you play it? Did you ever finish it?
no, you're right. It's a 1-to-1 remake in the feeling, and so all the little blemishes that might be there in terms of camera wiggles and
But also
his
the way he
momentum and
moves,
everything.
It's like inherent
see-
in you, is what you're saying.
I'm saying that just I
that
played
feels like
to
Mario?
that perfectly, and
Yeah, but
so therefore.
there's dumb design in it. it's the stuff that you have to become a master of the controls to have fun with, or to no.
So Peter, you're saying you're not a master of the control.
I'm definitely not. But also, there's only 1%. Well, 0.1% of the people are masters of the controls. It's like if you run straight and then you turn around. If you're moving quickly, you turn on a dime. If you're not moving at all, you turn on a dime. If you're moving at just the wrong speed, you do a massive R. And it's like, oh, okay, so I can't get the red coin on the end of this ledge and then turn around unless I stop, or unless I'm a speed runner and I freaking long jump across the platforms and get it. So it's like, yeah, the skill, separation is there, but it's like, it's not particularly fun to just pick up and try and be shit hot at this game.
Do you feel like they did enough? Because my thing upon seeing the announcement was, I was like, I just don't feel like this is enough to justify a full cost release, even when you include it with a couple of other games.
Yeah.
In terms of like a remaster or upscale or whatever you want.
I mean, I haven't played the other 2 games in it yet.
How much is it? If you want to buy it now, how much?
That's 70, I think.
Yeah.
That's so much.
I don't know.
But for the 3, again, it's a lot. But for this,
I think
but
that's
also
a lot.
it's Nintendo.
I would expect if you had a Nintendo
rookie
console,
mistake.
like if you subscribe to like Nintendo's online thing, do you get this for free?
No.
You totally should.
Yeah. Well, the thing for me is I look at it and I go, oh, this might be the last generation of people who kind of play and enjoy this game because they play and enjoy it with nostalgia. Like, Banjo is not at a point where he's playing these kind of video games, but in a couple of years he will be. And I'm not going to show him this.
Mario Odyssey is a much better
I'll show him
game.
Mario Odyssey or whatever the new Mario game is,
Yeah.
because he's played some Animal Crossing with me, and if I showed him this, he would be like, "What the hell is this?"
Even the worlds, like
Where are the peaches?
I remember this snow world being beautiful and vast, and they're actually just quite small. And there's the 3 ways you can approach which direction you kind of go in each mission and stuff. And then there's only like 6 things to do in each world, whereas now there's so much to do in those Odyssey worlds.
I feel like my one, and like I was the only person who felt this way, I think, about Odyssey, was I really like the reset mechanic of getting a star in 64, and I hate it. And it's in Sunshine, not in Galaxy. Whereas Odyssey had the thing whereas you could grab as many of the moons as you could in that level until you felt like giving up. And I really liked the way that sometimes you would come back into 64 lands and they would alter because you were doing a different objective. It made it more of a checklist for me. That's totally just
I mean, there is totally beauty in the design of this game in being like, because there's only 6 things to do, they make sure you know how important those six things are in each level, and it's like, you can't do number 3.
Don't drop it off the edge. Don't drop it off the edge. Everyone drops it off the edge. You monster.
You can't do star number 3 until you've unlocked a pink bomb and get the cannon open and stuff like that. So it's like, it is clever in some of its design. And of course, it's Mario 64. It's a great game. It's just, that's my impression picking it up now, like way after the fact, and being like, oh, it doesn't feel as good as I remember it feeling as the peak of its era. It's like,
I've had a little play, and one thing I did a lot of was played this on as a ROM, as an emulator, and one thing they never obviously got done in the emulators was patching the text and some of the low-res textures. So for me, seeing that crisp, this is such a small thing, seeing the crisp text on all the boxes and everything it is a very sharp game now, to the point that they've upscaled to 720, and it is a really nice thing to look at after so many years of watching it on a blurry CRT monitor. Like, it's a small effect that I love. I am furious that it is still 4:3. Even those black bars down the bottom there. I know it's a limitation.
there's nothing to see either side of it.
I know it's on that.
It's a small part.
Isn't
You're seeing everything.
this kind of still kind of giving you a nostalgia, like back to your childhood view?
Not on a handheld Switch where you've already got the black bars on the top and you've got black bars on the side. It just that was something that I felt like they could have at least tried, or even like turn on that, like the thing they do basically with most of these games is have a pic of something you can have on the sides of the screen, change some filters, just something with a bit of flair. But like, to have nothing, it's so bare bones in terms of what they've added to it. That left me.
I would be mad if it wasn't Nintendo. If I paid $70 for this and it was Halo 1, 2, and 3. Even though I did paid for Master Chief Collection. That's how 1, 2, 3 ODST reach. But like,
And then multiplayer that doesn't work.
And then, it's just a disaster. But yeah, it's like it still feels like a premium product because it's Nintendo, even though it's the oldest premium product in the market.
I'm again not loaded. Are you gonna finish it? Do you think, or is this just like have a dabble, have a play?
I play until I get mad, and then I put it down. I'm like, I'm not gonna play that again.
I heard angry noises coming from your room.
And then I go back and get another 10 stars the next night. Like I'm at like 35 stars or something like that.
Okay.
So it's like I probably will because every time I go into a new level, I'm like, oh yeah, this one.
Yeah.
You've been playing the bad game in this collection.
Technically, yeah, the one that's I'll switch over to that one now. The one that is the odd duck in the mix, Mario Sunshine, which was a GameCube game that has had a better treatment by this collection in terms of its upscale to 1080. It's in 16:9, and this is the Mario game that I didn't finish. I barely got past really the first couple of worlds, so I was really excited to dive into this one. I've always had a soft spot for it. I watched my friends play it on GameCube. I had a GameCube really late in the life cycle.
It looks good.
It looks really nice. This is a game that you look at and you think, is this what Odyssey looks like?
Yeah.
You think that until you see Odyssey.
Totally.
And it's such an ambitious game in terms of they really were trying to think of different things to do. But as the sequel to Mario 64, it's surreal. Like, there is water physics, or like water textures, reflections. There's like paint and fluid simulation.
Yeah, this was freaking exciting when it launched. It was like the GameCube can do what?
So
Totally.
I never played this.
Yeah,
I never owned a GameCube. I just like missed that entire.
A lot of people did.
Me too.
Yeah.
What was the big deal? Because like everyone when it got announced, not everyone. Hyperbole, but there was a lot of things of when they announced the thing of like, oh, Sunshine, it's like the worst Mario game. What is it about it that makes it the worst Mario game?
It's the most different and it has the most kind of like obscure story. Basically, the whole thing in a nutshell is that Mario, Peach, and the Toads are taking a vacation to Delfino Island, this weird tropical paradise with these talking characters that are just these like amorphous kind of noses and blobs that have terrible voice acting. Mario turns up and is instantly arrested by these characters because there's a shadow Mario that's graffitiing the whole island and covering the shine, which is the big star, with graffiti. So there's no sunshine anymore, and therefore you're sort of sent on community service to clean it all up using Flood, which is this acronym of a backpack you're wearing that allows you to jump and hover, spray water in front of you, but you have to keep topping it up in puddles and water sources.
That is super weird.
It's just very like
Feels like someone's acid trip for sure.
It feels like a bunch of Mario games jammed into one. It's like Luigi's Mansion and
does feel like
Odyssey
Luigi's
and
Mansion.
like a bunch of things where you
But I love that this is like a prison island for him now, and he's sentenced to community service. That's so funny.
That is very funny. He's this is basically the Mario version of making number plates.
It's so strange and but very. I mean, you got to give it props for being creative.
Did it play well?
Look, this is the thing I just wanted to mention about those controls. I played so much Mario 64 that I had a quick jump into 64 and it just played perfectly. And I was playing it with every bit of the flawed controls taking into account. So I was compensating for all that and it felt great. I didn't play enough of Sunshine, so I'm really struggling with the controls in the sense that Mario has a little bit of a slip and slide feel to him. His momentum is just ratcheted up a little bit. I am not used to it. I'm missing ledges. I am doing some infuriating stuff that would I feel that I'm better at Mario games.
Even just watching this gameplay, it looks frustrating.
Yeah, so
I remember the way the jet streams kind of around each other.
Yeah. Look, it'll take some time for me to get used to. I'm just excited to have a Mario game in front of me where I am now past the point of those two worlds and the time I've put into it. So everything that I'm playing right now is new. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to defeat this boss, and that's just a nice feeling. So I think I will push past all those things that are strange about it, or that just feel weird for a Mario game. But yeah, I think it's the odd duck. It's the odd one out, but it's by no means a bad game. I think a lot of people love it, and I'm keeping Galaxy as my reward for finishing this because I never finished Galaxy. I lived in a share house. I really enjoyed it, and my friend and his girlfriend who moved in decided they wanted to play it. It was really lovely, actually. They both played it and finished the whole game, but they kind of took over the console, and every time I got home to play it, they were playing it, and I was like, I'll just watch. And so I watched the game and kind of let the whole thing pass me by. No, it was good. They really, I bought them
give him a single.
If they're watching, I bought them a Wii U for their wedding. So it was like it was something that I remember really fondly that they did. But it meant I never played the game. So, never finished past like the 8th World of Sunshine, of Galaxy. So I'm going to go back and play that. But in the meantime, I'm going to push on and get better at Mario Sunshine.
Well, you aren't alone. Like, literally everyone in the chat was like, Sunshine was great. Sunshine's underrated. It's definitely not the worst Mario. So, yeah. So, our community disagrees with the loud Twitter gaming community, which I'm all for.
My final point is that, like, I think, is there a bad Mario game? So it's really, like, it's just the one that is it's the Loki cat of Mario games. We love it.
Careful.
But, like, it's the bottom of the pile of all the ones that are at the top.
Oh, that's awful.
Isn't that what we were saying before?
No, he's nearly at the top of the pile.
Yeah.
But I'm saying all the Mario games are at the top. There's no low...
Dig up, stupid.
Dig up. Not dick up.
Oh, right, okay.
With the shovel.
It's
No,
not,
right, yeah, no, I was there.
It's not that time of the month.
No,
The track is not there yet.
the rabbit is not running across the screen.
But yeah, my original point was...
You can't make jokes like that.
There are so few...
No, she's right. We can't make jokes like that. I apologize.
Gonna keep playing Sunshine.
You're going to keep playing Sunshine, and you're keeping Galaxy as the reward. Stephanie, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Spellbreak.
Nice.
Which you totally... this is another game that you recommended to me, and I always take your advice because I trust you.
Thank you very much.
And when I played this,
Oh,
I was very glad to take your advice because I really enjoyed it.
oh, good.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's a battle royale, but I'm enjoying this in the way that... I struggle with shooters because I'm so very bad at them. But I want to enjoy them and I want to have a good time. But in a competitive space, that can be really difficult because it's hard to enjoy something when you're so bad at it. However, there are some games, and I feel like I had this with Valorant a little bit as well. It is possible to like enjoy a game and still be bad at it if there's enough around the experience like that sets you up to have a good time, even if you're not like top of the scoreboard.
And if you feel like you can contribute to the success of a team or something.
Absolutely.
Without necessarily just clicking heads.
Yeah, so far I haven't really found a battle royale that I have that has captured that feeling for me. I feel like when I play Apex Legends, for example, I feel like I spend so much time in the queue and then I die 5 seconds into the game and then I'm back into the queue and I'm like, well, this is a game about queuing, isn't it? But that was totally not the case with this. I feel like what you were saying about the map being quite spread out is totally true. I feel like I have time, well, depending on where you land, like most battle royales, but there is definitely places that I can go where I have a bit of breathing room. I can take time to get new gear. And that time is really enjoyable because in that time I'm looking at different combinations that I can make. And I'm really excited about finding the like runes that, I think you explained a little bit of this last time, but you pick up different gauntlets that have different elements that you can wield, and by wielding different combinations you can make different cool things happen. But you also have like a rune that you can equip but that gives you like a special ability that is on a cooldown timer. And I like the one that makes you go invisible, and I like the one that makes you like spin up in the air a little bit, and I like the Alpha Wolf one where it's effectively like that thing in Valorant where you reveal everyone's location. I really enjoy that as well. So it's fun, like hunting for those things. And then when we have encounters with people, I feel like I'm, like you said, able to contribute with different things. I can kind of create lightning fire, or poison fire that does kind of damage to people, even if I'm not like
mainly different types of fires.
You can also throw down things that it feels like other. Because are you playing in squads or solo?
the squads.
Yeah, so you can throw down stuff that are like tools that other people in your squad can then engage with.
Totally.
As well. So it's not even you need to make the ice fire. It's like you could just make the ice and die.
Yeah.
And someone else made the ice fire, and you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, totally. And I really like it was nice as well spending the time to work out which main element I quite enjoyed. I started with Earth, but I found Earth was a little bit difficult because it was typically very grounded, whereas I liked being able to shoot fireballs around at people.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really enjoying it, and it was exciting to me to play a battle royale that I was actually looking forward to playing again. And I guess it's like Castles and Magic, and that's very much more
I was
my,
going to
my
say,
jam.
it totally gels in the idea
I love-
of fantasy space.
Yeah.
I love that it is fantasy, and I haven't looked into it anymore since Nick mentioned it. And
The movement is so fun.
that looks very satisfying, that hover jump, but I do love that at the same time it's like, it's a total fantasy setting and everything is different. You're playing squads or solos. to say as well.
It's your magic guild, guys. It's your guild.
We're dropping in guilds? No one says that.
I haven't gone back to it, but it's just been a time thing. I do think it's really cool. I hope it finds an audience in the same way I guess that like Apex have, where I feel like Apex have really carved out a niche in the battle royale genre, so it's not just like Fortnite, COD, and
Because I'd hate to feel like that those games get so big that it just like crowds everyone out of the market of creating other cool games that are
Yeah.
or like ideating within that space of being like, because all the top ones are just like shooters.
Yeah.
And so you go, well, if the fantasy one doesn't do well, then maybe they're not going to end up creating the battle royale, which is 40 people playing ping pong.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was just going to say, there's a particular challenge with battle royales in that you need to have 60 or 100 people ready to go for every match, as opposed to 5v5, where most multiplayer
They can't
kind of
survive
sits.
with that dwindling audience of just fanatics.
So they need a good-sized audience so that people stick around, because it's not like PUBG still gets played a little bit, but it's like I stopped playing it when the Australian servers started getting empty, and they just turned them off for everything but one mode or something like that. And like, it's still a fun game, but if they don't have enough people playing it consistently, if there's not 100 people playing it when I jump online, I'm not going to get a game. So
it's a really funny thing to see how that happens as well. I can't say that this is the reason it did, but it was definitely around the time that PUBG splintered into 2 to 3 maps.
Yep.
They had first person only servers, third person only. Like, it just splintered enough that I think there were enough variants that it left people going, well, I'm only going to play this map in first person, and it broke that player base, and suddenly people weren't all playing that one map in third person, and so it just couldn't find a game. So it's strange that they can be the victim of their own kind of ambition to cater for everyone's different likes.
Yeah.
We may have answered this in the last show. Is this free to play?
Yeah, it's free to
cool.
play. I think you can purchase cosmetics and stuff, which look totally cool. But I mean, there were plenty of people playing it in the few nights that I've jumped on there. So it seems like and I've seen other people streaming it quite a bit.
So you've gone back to it a few times.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
you're like hooked in a bit.
Yeah. Well, I just
Nice.
I'm keen to kind of see if this can, I don't know, be my royale.
Well, I think we spoke about this. Sorry, Gus, you go.
How big are guilds? How big are the squads that you go in for?
3.
Trios?
Max 3.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is good. The only thing that I find a little bit frustrating, but this is kind of probably true of all battle royales, and it's for a reason, but I find it difficult to see other people. And everyone really uses the fly function. Like, people tend to go for the flying runes that enable more agile
mobility
movement.
you have, the more it's like your team can chaotically just be a bit of it, like everywhere.
Yeah.
Focused up on wherever it is.
But then I guess the thing is that, like, as soon as you fly, you do draw a bit more attention to yourself. So then, like, that makes you kind of a target. But even still, I find it like people in the distance, it's really hard. I wouldn't mind them just being a little bit more obvious, but maybe that would just make life more difficult for me.
Tried to pass.
It's interesting what you said about, like, you've gone back to it because you want to give this genre a proper crack. And I think we had this conversation on Screenplay where it was when PUBG came out and then Fortnite pivoted, and we went, well, we're not great at shooters. We're having a bit of fun with this, but also I feel like I'm being left behind. Like, I was like, am I aging out of like the next big video game thing where it just where I just go like, oh, this just isn't for me. And so
It's like when you feel like you're on top of social media, and then I remember there was a point when I was on Spawn Point, and there would be kids being like, are you on Kick? And I was like, the fuck is Kick?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And that is how those kids talk to you.
What's your Kick?
Yeah, give me a kick. I want to know how to build a table in Minecraft. Give me a kick. Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like how I have TikTok on my phone. I don't know how to log into it. It just shows me videos, and I'm like, do I ever actually need to log into this application? I don't understand. All right, so that's you guys. Okay, so the games that I've been playing a couple. The main one that I've been playing is something that we will play later on the show as well, so I won't go too much into it. It is Hades by Supergiant. Hades has been in early access for ages. So Supergiant, the devs who did like Bastion and Transistor.
Oh, yeah.
You can see
Aya.
in this image.
And they are, so this is their new game. It's a roguelike where you're escaping hell. You play the son of Hades, and you are trying to get out. This game has been in early access for, I think, 2 years. Maybe they announced it a year ago, and 2 years ago, and it was out for a year. Anyway, I played it as soon as it came out in early access when they announced it at the Game Awards. I was like, this is awesome.
Were you a fan of all of the previous games?
Adore.
Okay.
Put Adore in Best Friends Forever.
Gotcha.
I loved it, and when I was playing it in the early access thing, I was like, okay, this is too much fun. I don't want to ruin this
it. Yeah,
for me,
right.
so I'll wait.
Wow.
And they've just been adding to it over time. It finally came out. This is by far the best game that they have put out. This is one of the best games of the year for me. This is one of the best roguelikes in the last 10 years. It is just, everything about it is the best. And I will talk more about why I think that is because Gus, I know you're super keen.
I am. I have this on Switch, bought and installed, have not had time to play, but yeah, by all accounts, it sounds like my jam in terms of roguelikes, dungeon crawling, all that kind of stuff, and it's got your sexy dating and strange NPC relationship.
It's and I really do think that okay. So the one thing I'll say now, because we can focus on gameplay when you're actually playing.
Sure.
So the thing about it is that you're trying to escape hell, and this has been commented before, but I do think, and you've probably heard it, but I do think it's worth just saying that's a part of what makes this really special, beyond the way that it plays, which is just so tight and so much fun, is that when I play roguelikes, which is a genre I really love, you play it and then you die and then you go back to the beginning. And what you have gained is knowledge. So the whole loop of the gameplay is you learn how to play this game, you learn the weapons, you learn the enemies, you learn the bosses, and so you go back, but you always start from scratch, which is really cool. The one thing that does is it stops me from being dragged through a game, I guess, because I go, what you've given me is a really good gameplay loop, but when I find a new game that has a gameplay loop that I enjoy, then I will pivot to that and I'll leave the roguelike behind even if I haven't finished it.
Yeah.
Because there's not a narrative where I'm like, I need to close.
Sure.
Like, my brain is like, oh, what's going to happen here? It's just like, oh, you just get to do more gameplay. The beautiful thing that Hades does is the narrative is informed by the fact that it is a roguelike. So as you play and die, in world, your character dies, and then you rise out of a pool of blood back in Hades, and then everyone is like, "Oh, so you tried to escape again, and you
Right.
died like
And,
3
like,
floors up."
Characters progress, conversations progress, all that
And
sort of
so
stuff.
there's all these demigods and gods and famous characters from mythology and stuff down in Hades, and you have conversations with them, and as you chat to them, then it goes, they're like, why do you keep trying to do this? Why do you keep trying to get out? Or I'm going to help you get out, and blah, blah, blah. And then the more you talk to them, you can gift them things that you find in other runs, and that will unlock things that they tell you or give you, like different items of clothing that you can equip and stuff. And the conversations in a just classic Supergiant fashion the characterization is phenomenal, the voice acting is incredible, the dialogue is fantastic, so it's just so satisfying. So it informs, it's like the story is aware of the genre that it is in, and it just works perfect.
But you're getting...
So it's like even though you've lost progress, you haven't lost progress.
Yes, and actually, like, losing progress in a game like Spelunky, you never get stronger. You only get better yourself. So you could pick up a fresh version of Spelunky and complete it the first go if you're really good at Spelunky. But I'm sure there are people out there who can speed run this in a way, but the normal person would not be able to just pick this up and finish it, because you need to unlock and upgrade and find all these things that you have to die to be able to get that process. So
yeah, it's giving you the best of both worlds in terms of you're getting that linear, progressive story game that you feel like you can. There's an obtainable ending.
Yep.
While the minute-to-minute gameplay is this sessions in a dungeon where you progress, you make a little bit of progress, and unlock a few things. But yeah, that's great, because I think the reason I do end up putting down, and many people do, roguelikes, things like Dead Cells, which I loved, tried to do little bits of that, where it was like, weapons you would unlock would find their way back to the starting area, and so you were kind of gaining getting some unlocks as well as knowledge, but it was still that idea of, I've died, I am back to square one.
Yeah.
Like, even the small bits of the advantages you had, whereas here it's like, you're nowhere near square one. You are...
Yeah, you have to die, you have to go back, and also every time you go back, all the dialogue changes for everybody.
It's a bit like Undertale in a way, where dying becomes very much core to the experience, and having kind of repeat playthroughs where things are different is kind of all part of it.
And you unlock all sorts of levels of story and stuff with all the other characters who are down in Hades, and it is just like everything about it, like the characterization and the character model. It's just, it's so good. I'm just so happy it's finally out so I can play it. The second game that I played that also has a phenomenal art style, and you'll see more of this next week, is... we'll
sorry.
do this one. No, that's fine. We'll do this one and I'll do the one last. So this is called You Suck at Parking. I played this morning. There's a demo on Steam for it, and I'm not entirely sure when it's out, but it's a puzzle game, basically, where you just control a little car and you need to land and park in the P's. And you just are in these insane levels, and the way that it basically works is you hold down the accelerator, you can accelerate and turn, but as soon as your car stops moving, the game considers you have parked.
Okay.
And it's all about momentum and physics that are like, when do you choose to start the braking process in order to land within this tiny square to park? But then at the same time, all this stuff in the level is trying to stop you from parking. There's a level editor, apparently. Like, right now it's just a demo, so it's not the whole thing, but there's this level editor coming. There's just a ton of personality to it, and it is one of those. It's just one of those games where you go, oh yeah, I'll pick it up and do a world of this, and then put it down. It reminded me of like What the Golf is the perfect example of that game that sort of came out earlier this year, and this was a ton of fun, and so I'm definitely keeping an eye on it for when it comes out. But the demo is free on Steam right now, and it's definitely worth checking out.
Yes, and there was a third one you were playing.
And then the third thing that I've been playing is called Welcome to Elk, and so you'll see me play this game next week on the PlayBack. Steph, you may really like this one as well.
Oh, cool.
So it's Danish, and hey, and
Adore.
it is based on a real island called Elk, and you play this character called Frigg, who arrives on this island to sort of work, and you spend multiple days there, and each day tells a short little vignette story. And all of those stories are based on real stories of real people on the real island of Elk.
Cool.
And so it sort of ties in this Danish sort of culture stuff with these real documentary style stories, and this little game where you're just this person on an island sort of trying to make your way through the world. And phenomenal art style, love it. The dialogue is funny, but Pete and I were shooting this, and you know how I play games on the show where it's like...
Disruptively?
Yeah, disruptively. I do bits, I make fun of them.
Yeah.
And this game plays along with me for like in our playthrough. And this was just the first sort of like, if I was playing this normally, it would have been the first, 15 minutes of a game.
Yeah, totally.
And this game plays along for like 10 minutes at the top, and then takes a very hard turn tonally.
Okay.
Nothing actually changes in terms of, it's not like it suddenly becomes, there's a twist. It's just the tone of the game suddenly becomes super fucking dark.
Yeah, right.
And then lifts back out of that and continues on. And it is kind of just like real life, would you say, Pete? Of like...
Yeah, totally. It's like, they encounter something uncomfortable, and then the uncomfortable thing leaves.
Yeah. And it is just a really strange, interesting game that is not particularly long, apparently, but yeah, the idea that it's all based on these real stories, and that the tone shifts between funny and very like pensive, moody, serious. And the reason I wanted to play it was that I had seen all the game critics that I love were gushing about this game and just going, it's phenomenal. And then I went to Steam, and it's like the game had 25 reviews, and it's like, oh, so no one's playing this because it's not the game. But all the people who love it. So I thought I'd check it out. And it feels like a game that our community would really like as well. So you'll see more of that next week. But
G-Cap said, can't tell whether I want to try this myself or watch the playback. I feel like you could watch the playback and it's not going to spoil the experience for you at all. So you can make your mind up after you see Nick play it as well. If you
like I said, like the playback will be however long it normally is, but it's really like 10 minutes of the actual game if you were just sitting there by yourself, not hamming it up for a camera.
I'd be disappointed if I went to the island and they didn't all walk like this.
Yes, if you went to the real island. Yeah, it is. As soon as it starts, then the little prancing around, it was just like, what are we playing right now? But yeah, it's pretty cool. So I do plan on playing more through and seeing what happens with the story.
Cool.
All right, well, that's what we've been playing. Let us know what you've been playing on the Discord. There's lots of channels where you can talk about video games. To get access to the Discord, just become a patron at patreon.com/backpocket because we want to hear your opinions. I read your opinions all the time. I'm sure, like you guys, Discord is just open on the monitor, and the entire day I just scroll through it and say, occasionally I jump in and I say things like anime
It's
sucks.
fun to watch from afar, though, too.
It is. Yeah.
Did you say you jump in and say things like anime sucks?
Yeah. And because it does. And
Spicy hot take. I thought you loved that ice skating show.
thank you very much.
Yuri on
Yuri
Ice.
The exception that proves the rule.
Yuri on Ice.
If you do join the Discord by joining the Patreon, you'll see that in between all the anime suck stuff, I give a list of all the anime shows that are good, that therefore prove that the rest of it is trash, and then I move on to JRPGs. And they're mainly bad, except for a very small list that I deem worthy. Someone I do deem worthy, though, are Fury Fingers, who are a Australian production crew.
Yeah, look like YouTuber turn full production house, I guess is the best way to describe them.
Totally, who have made a YouTube series about gamers. We're going to have a chat with the co-writers and co-directors of that in a moment, but first, let's take a look at Fury Fingers' latest.
You've been gaming with him a lot lately. Starting to think you've got yourself a new game of Hal.
So she cosplays, huh? She just seems so normal, but she's into cool shit.
I don't know, he's just really fun to play with. You know, I feel like I can just be myself. Is he friends with Bree or BB?
Sounds too good to be true. Yeah. You sure she's not a dude, right?
Coming to Australia.
What?
I got the gig as a cosplay ambassador, so I'll be following the whole Supernova circuit around the country.
That's awesome. Beersy?
Elliot.
Wait, Bree! Oh my god!
Hey, we're back, and we are back with the co-creators of Love, Guns, and Level Ups. It is Nick and Andrew. Boys, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having us, guys.
You are very welcome. Congratulations on the launch of the series. In terms of web series, I thought that we had production quality on our show, and I realized trash. And I'm sorry, Pete.
No, it's fine. I literally changed 3 lights and cameras while that trailer was.
Does it feel good to get it out in the world?
Yeah, go. It feels great. It feels like it's like all the stress is gone now. We can start to relax and do the chores around the house we've been ignoring.
You clearly haven't read the comment section then. Isn't that like where all the stress suddenly comes on?
Yeah, it's been a long journey, and this is like the beginning of a new chapter. It's like, it's been so much build up to this point, so much work's been put into it, all really for this point, which is like to actually show it to people, which is kind of weird because you kind of forget that after so long, you kind of forget that that's the purpose, is to get this out into the world for people to watch it, not just for us. Yeah.
But your channel's been around for a while. I remember seeing your videos, even while I was at Good Game, popping up every now and again. They'd do the rounds online because they were really smart, like commentary on video game humor. I mean, I feel like, are you just playing games all the time and encountering those moments of absurdity and then just wanting to make something out of it?
Yeah. We've got our radar on, so if something peculiar happens, like the red barrel scenario, I'm sure
That's my favorite. I love the Tomb Raider video is my favorite for sure.
Okay. So, what we can write about when we're playing games and stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of where it started. Like, we've always been gamers and always been friends for a long time as well. And it sort of, the idea of the channel just kind of came from, those conversations you have at parties or when you're hanging out, and just weird conversations. How funny would it be if Mario did this? Or how funny would it be if this happened in this game? And then we just thought, why don't we just do it and see what happens? So just fun with it.
That's what sets you apart. I mean, everyone has those conversations over beers, but you guys actually went and made something. That's epic.
And can you guys talk us through like what we're seeing now? Obviously, you guys have had the YouTube channel and had success with those videos, but this is more of a series. Can you talk us through what it actually is?
Okay. It's basically a 6-part web series. We're calling it a action adventure rom-com. Pretty all over the shop, but it's at its core, it's just a classic love story about 2 gamers who meet online and who live in different parts of the world and form a connection online through their gaming and through social media, and then are presented with an opportunity to meet in real life and see where that relationship goes. And that's pretty much the series, and then we see how that relationship develops. And
how did you decide that was going to be the next sort of step for your channel in terms of like moving from these short stories to kind of creating an all-out, I guess, rom-com video game series?
Yeah. Well, we had a bigger budget, so we wanted to just tell a bigger story. And we were like, let's do something, let's surprise people, let's get to people's heartstrings, let's show that we're actually mature storytellers as well, and when we're not making skits, we can, tell something long form.
Yeah, and we're filmmakers at heart. We've been filmmakers for a long time, and the dream is to just keep making bigger and better projects, whether that's TV or eventually feature films, whatever it is. We were presented with an opportunity to do something bigger and better, and we thought this is a good opportunity to do something that's a little bit more grounded, a little bit more like dealing with, proper human emotions and human experiences that people relate to. But we still wanted to be on brand with what we've been doing online and what Fury Fingers is, which is, fun action comedy in the video game space. So, that kind of just evolved from there.
And obviously, like, setting it within the world of video games gives you guys pretty broad sort of idea. Like, you've got the whole canvas of video games to choose from. Was that in any way intimidating? Like, you're not just setting it about 2 people in an apartment in St Kilda. It's like they play video games. Was that liberating or a bit also full on?
Liberating. If you've got a scene of characters just talking about their relationship, that's great. But if you can do it dressed as cowboys, as we've just seen, and they're doing every scene's got a little bit of energy. And then you can be clever with it too. Later on, there's more metaphors in their relationship about what's affecting their, struggles and stuff like that.
Yeah, we tried to vaguely, draw on like types of games and types of things that happen in games, which could kind of, vaguely represent where they are at in their relationship and kind of help with the storytelling in that way. So, it was great because, we got a whole world of video game places we could place these characters, and how does that situation, the stress and anxiety and pressure of that situation affect them in their relationship. So
one of the things I like about your show that say something like, what was Spielberg's
Ready Player One?
Ready Player One is that Ready Player One is all about getting to the next reference, whereas you guys are using references, but that's just the story is the core and the references are just the color that's attached to this relationship. As opposed to like, this character needs to talk about this thing so Master Chief can walk on screen.
Yeah, we purposely all the games that are in the series. They're very clearly inspired by games, but we don't we don't name drop any
Screen Australia gave you some money, but not license money.
Exactly. Episode 1, they're in a generic battle royal game. It's very, very clearly, Fortnite and all those sort of games. But we came up with our own game, which is called Go-Go Soldier. But it's basically Fortnite.
We love films. We play with genre, so we did like an Indiana Jonesy adventure romp that you're seeing now.
Yeah, so that's Ebb 2. What you're seeing there, that's very The Mummy. But also there's that game. Oh, the name escapes me. There's a multiplayer game that people play now. The Strange something, which is basically this as well. I can't remember what it's called. So.
There's so many games.
So many games.
And obviously, it keeps it exciting for you guys. You're telling the core story of the relationship, but getting to set it in all these amazing scenes on a production level as well. Can you talk us through a little bit of obviously great costumes, special effects, all that kind of stuff? You guys had a strong background in that beforehand?
Yeah, well, through our YouTube channel, it's what we've been doing for a few years now. I mean, on a much smaller scale, but we're from Adelaide and we're pretty involved in the Adelaide arts and creative community. So, I mean, we couldn't make these films without the help of a lot of other people. So, like you mentioned, costumes. A lot of the costumes that we use come from cosplayers and cosplay friends that are good friends of ours who we love collaborating with and who are always willing to do stuff with us. And then, location wise, again, when we were writing it, we kind of had locations in mind. Mm-hmm. So we knew that everything was kind of achievable. Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice that you didn't have to set everything at a vineyard or a church. Even though you made sense.
That's Ep 3.
Or in a barrel.
A very local reference, but everyone shoots things in Port Adelaide.
The visual effects are so impressive, and I feel like maybe these kinds of visual effects are becoming. I don't want to say more accessible because I certainly can't do it, but in terms of some of the stuff that you've done in the past, even they're just super impressive to be able to see the kinds of stuff that you're making. Do you think that there's kind of more room for people to be creative and make their own stuff now that you can kind of I guess just start trying? Yeah.
Keeping in mind that if you do inspire people tonight, they are trying to take the money that you are also applying.
Cutthroat out there.
We can do whatever we want. We feel like we write first and we sort of keep in mind the general scope, what we can do with VFX. But generally, particularly with a story like this where there's a lot of charm, we can get away with a lot. So.
But yeah, it's pretty achievable. Like you were saying, there's tutorials for everything. It's I'm not so much a VFX guy. It's more so Nick and our other collaborator Dan. Dan's the real VFX wizard, and I'm at a point where I have no doubt that he can achieve it. So we'll come up with some crazy idea, and no matter how ridiculous it is, I'll just say it to Dan, and Dan generally is the good barometer. He's generally pretty chill about it and be like, yeah, we can do that. So,
it sounds like you guys have a good relationship in the sense that it takes the person who doesn't know what's doable to say, could we do this? Otherwise, if you both knew how impossible something might be, you never get there. So, it sounds like a good working relationship.
In our company, I'm the guy that's like, so I think we could do this. And those two are the ones that are like, you're an idiot. Finally, you did mention that you're all happy because it's out now. And then this is the calm and you get to enjoy it. But also, we're all creatives. We know that what you actually get is one day, maybe 1 week before you start going, well, better start lining up the next thing. Otherwise, just nobody eats food. So what is it that you've got planned next? Do you guys have day jobs and this is on the side, or have you got another project coming up?
Yeah, I mean, we've all got day jobs, and this has been great. Like we said, we did get some funding for this, so we have been able to focus on this a little bit more than we normally would with this sort of creative stuff. A lot of this stuff has just been, it's our side hustle, all the YouTube stuff. But yeah, we don't know what's next.
I'm sorry that you're only thinking about this now. I feel like this call's going to end and you're going to shit, we didn't think about this. We just thought this gravy train, Great Australia thing would run forever.
Yeah. Now, look, we would love to do more. I mean, whether it's a season 2 or expanding on it, or like building on the idea into something bigger, whether it's a TV show or a feature, or we're doing a season 2. We're not sure yet. Like, there's definitely ideas and definitely options, and we've talked about that sort of thing. But we just kind of got to see how this goes first.
Totally.
See how this one's received, and then see what the best path is. But yeah, there's already been people asking for a season 2. So
yeah, cool.
This is kind of a boring question, but did you sort of debate over whether or not you wanted to release it all in one block or kind of week by week? Because that seems to be such a struggle for like online streaming platforms now, whether you want to kind of create that excitement over the course of a week or build the momentum from like episode 1 straight through to the end of the season.
Do you binge it or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a real hot topic with us and the rest of the team. We were kind of all had different opinions. I was very much of the opinion that I really wanted to potentially release it staggered, do more of a staggered release, but there's kind of pros and cons to doing that or to just dump it all at once for the binge. It's hard to say what's the best option. There's pros and cons to each way, and we asked for a lot of advice and everyone gave us different advice. So it's really just a roll of the dice with anything you put online, I think.
I think you dodged them. You made the best decision, and you dodged the biggest bullet, which is you didn't put it on Quibi. So that was the only thing. That was a good choice. So everyone can go to your YouTube channel, which is YouTube is Fury Fingers Films. Is I assume the best place to watch this? Hey, there you go. Got the plug ready to go. Congratulations on the release, guys. And we all really loved the series. It looks phenomenal. Like, the quality is just out of this world, and it's a really fun watch. So we do recommend it. And we saw a bunch of people in the chat saying, I added it to my watch later. I'm pinned the thing. I'm coming back to that. This looks awesome. So you'll definitely get some new fans out of this, and you certainly can count us amongst it.
Totally. You've got me as a fan of this is that stuff I watch online and go like, I want to be doing this instead of, I want to be doing what you guys are doing instead of this.
Yeah.
So season 2, you need
a single.
You got this guy here. So special effects or close-ups, I do both.
I binged the first 3 episodes. The only reason why I didn't continue to episode 4 was because we had to shoot this show. So I'd be watching it right now.
All right. Thanks very much for coming on, guys, and good luck figuring out whatever you're going to do next.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Super cool. I mean, nice of you to tell us that you hate what we make.
I don't hate this. I just like that more. And I want to do more of that. And I'm like, if we can just carve out more time in our lives, that could be the next thing.
That's the next Patreon goal.
Totally.
That's the like massive stretch goal.
The massive stretch goal is the ongoing special effects series of my love life.
We hire Fury Fingers.
Or a collab. That's what I mean.
I absolutely would write a show that was a 10-part series about you trying to get like a date.
But how do we put it? Stop using that angle, Peter?
You wanted a single. You wanted a single.
I bit off more than I could chew. How do we make it fun though? Like, because that would just
that's what we call it. I bit off more than I can chew. The Gus Ronald love story.
How many years were Rooster Teeth running before they launched their first feature film?
Are we up to that yet?
Years.
A decade.
We could fast track that. We fast tracked everything else. I love the idea that it would just be like a sad love story, and then at the end of episodes, I'd just go. And then just be
Adventures of Sex Magician.
Who said that? It's gonna happen.
Holy shit! You can't say things like that because they don't go back into the bottle now.
Yeah,
they
it's out
happen.
there.
That's what the show's called. Episode 1. It can't go back in the bottle.
We have 3 big projects on right now that are just slowly sucking the life out of our bodies. That we could cancel those and just make the Sex Magician show.
I'm game if you are.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. Do I have a say in this? Doesn't sound like it.
No, according to you, you don't want to do this anymore. 2 things I want to just point out that came up in the chat. These have nothing to do with anything else. 1, Rock Wallaby 23 said, I might be totally late to this, but Montaigne is streaming. Hopefully you can get her on Back Pocket sometime. She could even perform maybe.
Oh.
We had Montaigne in our studio.
Yep.
She was,
One of the first.
the first. Was she the first?
Yeah, I think so.
I think she was the first
or
person
second.
to come into this studio when we set it all up. We did a show with her called Amazing on Twitch, and she came in. She's awesome.
And it was great. She has such great vocal range and like vocal power, and she was the first person who did the singing in here. And we were like concerned that this is not a soundproof studio, and so we thought like, oh, we'll just measure how loud people sing, and then we've got 6 more guests after that in the coming weeks. And she just blew the roof off. She absolutely belted out like a Barbara Streisand song. So yeah, props to her. But no one else could sing as loud as she could, but we couldn't hear by that stage because it was just so.
I hope
Jump into our most viewed Twitch clips. You can see Gus demoing the setup.
That's in there, is it?
That's right.
Awesome.
I hope she gets to do Eurovision again.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
I was so bummed that she didn't get to compete.
sucked.
Oh no, her song was great. She didn't get to compete. Yeah, I think I saw her entry for it. Was wonderful.
So we will get Montaigne on, and then the other thing before we cut to a word from our sponsors, the Hugaholic in the chat said, and it happened. We wanted it to happen. They didn't care. You and I cared. Is there a fan pointing at the couch? I just noticed Steph's hair softly blowing in the breeze.
Yes, there is a fan for some air circulation. I copped flack because I put the aircon
As soon as it
on.
went to level 2, I was like, I can hear that.
Yeah, I put the fan on, I put the aircon on, and then I put a jumper on. And everyone's like,
Oh, that's right. It's because Gus wanted to wear this jumper that the fan is pointing at us right now.
I also like a bit of moving
Gus,
air on my face.
stand up a little bit.
This isn't
No,
a jump.
up for the jumper.
There we go. That looks like the camera's fucked.
It does. That's
Yes, but if you can't hear it, then we're going to keep it because I love it.
There we go. Well, I love all of this, but we need to take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors. Or call of any machine. Squeaky joy? Pete?
Yeah, that's a hand. That's a 7 hand.
Okay, so to recap, the first toy looked like a little peanut. The second one was a 7 hand, and then we finally got a beer. So, I mean, the story behind that clearly is something got stuck in the machine, someone puts their hand in, it doesn't come out, you gotta chop that hand off. Have you seen,
The Simpsons?
have you seen The Simpsons, Pete? No, you've never seen The Simpsons. Who's that cute little guy? Who is it? You can't do that. That's Chekhov's fish in a barrel.
Find yourself getting embarrassed in cold weather?
Do you have difficulty finding shirts that fit? Are you leaking milk out of 1/3 of your nipples?
If so, you might have a third nipple and could be in line for a huge compensation payout from God.
Hi, we're the team from Acharash, and Buzzard, and we don't stop until we get you a big payout from the big guy.
But don't take our word for it. We lie for a living. Here's the word of one of our very satisfied customers.
Yeah, when I found out I had a third nipple, I was like, cool. But then the team from Acharash, and Buzzard told me I could get an almighty payout from the Almighty.
That'll work, won't it? He'll buy that.
Acharash, and Buzzard. The only lawyers you should put your faith in to sue God. Because we didn't make you like this, he did. Or she. Nah, it's a bloke.
Welcome back. You watch it. You watch it, chat. You and I know what happened during that break. We're all reading it. Sith Cat, you're on notice. Those guys were lovely.
They were great.
A joy. And such good quality of their stuff. It's very exciting. Arcade Blob in the chat, when the Acharash and Buzzard trailer came up, and Gus, I'm saying this specifically for you.
Yep.
Quote, I could watch this forever.
Ooh. Good.
Gus is a perfectionist, and he's constantly worried that if someone sees something once, the next time they'll see it, they'll hate it because they'll be sick of it. And so he's always trying to up himself. But Gus also only has a certain amount of time in the day and will work his little edit fingers to the bone.
I'll find more time.
That's not how life works. You don't find more time. You know what happens? You lose it every day, every second.
I'll make more.
Every tick of the clock. Pete, give him his close-up. Look how much time you've lost since Good Game and now.
Look at this hair. Look at these wrinkles. Look at these baggy eyes.
I know. We're all like in 30s now.
Yeah.
And it is, we're a fucking spectacular group of people to look at. But Steph by far is wearing the age the best. The rest of us are being worn down by the ravages of time. Look at this.
As the oldest as well.
Pete, give my single.
I'm also wearing makeup.
So am I.
I'm not. We can't tell from the... I've got the closest
It's funny you say that because I have my Dota Love Boys group.
All right.
We're like, we're the
real friends.
Mates from forever. Yeah, we send each other
mates for forever.
Stuff like that. And photos like Ricky Gervais style, like up shirt, belly and stuff like that. But we were like, we've been doing that for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then someone said today, we're getting old, aren't we? Just look old.
We're looking old.
It's hard. Also, before we move on to Hades, a reminder to you guys who are eligible at the $25 tier or more to send in a word from our sponsor. We want to get your words from sponsors. We're happy to just keep playing the ones that we've got, but we want to hear all the words that you have. And I personally think that the bar may have been set a little high in terms of the people who sent it in. Freaks. And who just want to give the best possible thing. And you can literally just send in you holding your phone saying candle.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to be in it if you're worried about being in it. You can just film you throwing a rock and the word can be rock.
Yeah. Or candle.
Yeah, don't feel threatened.
Or you can throw the rock at someone and the word could be abuse.
Yeah. Do not feel threatened by what you've seen. It has been a wonderful level of quality. But if you are in any way worried about that, Peter.
Sorry.
Oh my God, I hate this already.
From our sponsor videos, and you're feeling a little threatened by the creative prowess that has just been demonstrated. We all feel like that occasionally. But just get back on that horse. Get your phone out, throw a rock at someone, make a video. This has been a Gus message.
You know what the thing is? So intense. I also, he's the editor, so he's just doing bits that he knows are going to end up in the highlights reel at the beginning of next week's show.
I had genuinely not thought of that, but they are all going in now.
Totally.
Brilliant.
Totally.
The next week's highlight reel is just Gus's face.
I mean, this one was me just having a panic attack. So, sure.
I might, because Scotty moves around a lot during the show, but I might swing that camera to be a Scotty cam.
Oh, understandable.
Like everyone would be excited about that.
Also, Dolphin Pants 4 in the chat says, just if you're looking for inspiration for a word from our sponsor, just cut the Osher clip and upload it for the word raid.
I'd love to see that, actually. That's a good one.
That's very funny. I did see Nicrotech said, I sent mine in, and we haven't seen it, apparently. So maybe,
okay. All right.
Maybe the form is playing up.
Give us
we had a look today, and I didn't have it in.
Yeah, or ping it again on Discord. Hit one of us up in a DM as well.
Yeah, we'll find it. We'll
get
find
scattered in the wind, so we will find them all.
We'll find it. All right, it is time to get into the rest of the show now, and it's time to get into hell. Hades, Angus, you've been waiting to play this.
I really
You're on
have.
my account, don't delete anything.
No, I just started a new game, but I'm hoping it's not too front-loaded in terms of story, because we can skip through a little bit of that and get into the gameplay.
No, it's literally like
straight in.
You're here.
All right, cool. Talk me through this, because, as you said, you had a little chat at the start. I am going to dive into this the second I carve out and make time in the universe.
Yep.
But I'd love you to give me your on impression.
Like we said, roguelite, you're just running through. The idea is that you're escaping hell. The combat, it's kind of like, I feel like they took lessons from all of their games. It has this Transistor vibe, but feels way better to play than Transistor actually did. It has the Bastion storytelling. I actually feel like they took the style of Transition, they took the storytelling from Bastion, and they took the gameplay from Pyre, because I really liked the gameplay from Pyre, and the sort of like do a game, come back, interact with some story people. This is your main weapon, and you unlock more weapons as you go. So by collecting keys is how you unlock these weapons, which you'll see because you're going to die at some point. And,
well, we'll see about that.
Oh, maybe you are the speedrunner that I was talking about. You can't get through that door until you kill everybody in here.
I take it it's also procedurally generated in some manner?
It is. The first few levels are... I feel like the first maybe 2 levels are not, like 2 little stages here. But yes, it does have that. It's randomization scattered throughout the whole thing in terms of enemy. And I thinking about it, there's not a huge amount of variety in terms of locations within each stage, like each level of hell. You kind of go, oh yeah, these are all basically just the room is a little rearranged, so there's not too. But that's kind of not why you're here.
No, and the art style's so strong that it's like I don't think you'd really be worried that I'm seeing the same beautiful looking underworld temple again.
Totally. And so your attacks are you've got a heavy attack, you've got your on
light,
Y,
heavy,
and you've got your light, and then so that's your ranged attack. So it
feels really nice.
So you see down the bottom it says 0-1 of your blood crystal next to your health. That's because you shot your blood crystal. When you shoot that range, you need to go get it. That might be really powerful, but I barely use that.
I've heard that bleeds your enemy, so the idea is that you're meant to pop it into someone who might be higher up while you manage the mobs.
I did not know that at all.
So, again, I haven't played it, but I've watched a lot about this. So the idea is you put it into an enemy and focus on the rest, and then I think you either take it off them when you kill them again, and the point, that's that point.
So you pick up this thing, and all the gods that there are a ton of gods who give you boons, so they give you upgrades and stuff. You're just skipping that story, and you just don't give a shit about it.
I'm going to enjoy it when I get round to playing it myself, not on camera with a close-up of a dog.
The beautiful thing about it as well is that all the gods that you encounter, lots of them are like related to you, and they want you to escape, or they have a personal grudge against Hades and they want you to escape, or they don't want you to escape but they kind of just want to watch what happens, or they're trying to sabotage you. So there's lots of great interpersonal relationships between.
So sorry to interrupt. I've just shot him with that bleed. I'm not sure if it's actually doing any damage or whether he does more when I hit him. Maybe that might be what it is.
Is that the one that you hit? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I pick it up off him. Maybe, I think it multiplies the damage because nothing's happening when I'm not hitting him.
Yeah, okay.
Then if I hit him now, he drops pretty quick.
Maybe, yeah. But the reason, I'll look into that because that's probably a good thing. The reason that I don't do that, you've got a dash on A as well, and you can dash over lava and stuff.
That's good.
The upgrades that you get throughout the game, particularly on the special attack, like the heavy attack, is what I mainly spam, because you get like really cool upgrades where it sort of adds a ranged element to your melee attack if you've got a melee weapon, and I kind of find that throughout a run, I don't need that ranged thing in the way that I was using it before, because I end up with an element of range within my melee build anyway.
Is the narrative all text?
It's voice. It's all voice.
It's all voice.
Yeah. And the voice acting is so good.
That's awesome.
Again,
I remember you saying that.
I think story-wise, you'll totally love it, Steph. It's just all the god stuff, all the little in-jokes to mythology and that sort of thing. Plus, will the three of you allow me to just objectify some fictional characters for a while?
Sure.
The dudes are so fucking hot.
I mean, I've seen the cover art. Even just Hades himself is just like boy band sexy.
In mythology, does Hades have a son, or is this like a character that's been invented?
I feel like it's invented for this, isn't it? I'm sure it's based off. But
that's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. But
I've heard about it.
Hades is a very bad dad. But I am in love with Ares, the god of war, who is just such a tortured
He's always
soul.
depicted as very sexy, isn't he?
Oh, he's so
Zagreus.
And he's back at home, and he kind of like feels he is like a soldier with PTSD.
It's
Dionysus.
Yeah, the
god of wine.
No, yeah, I think they're both right. The whiny, the booze hound, the saucy booze hound.
This was the one that we said was the sauciest.
The sauciest, yes.
Sauciest,
The
yeah.
sauciest.
All sauced up, wasn't it?
Because he's the god of wine and sex and parties and orgies.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
I'm gonna get his boosts are Trippy Shot, Premium Vintage, and After Party. I'm going to take After Party. I love that little thing. Those little boons, again, something I really liked in Dead Cells, the way you had weapons that were like purple, red, or green, and then you could up your purple, red, or green depending on which weapons you had that were half and half. But it was like you were sort of speed grabbing boosts to try and you could sometimes buff a weapon, as you said,
That's
like
insane.
Yeah, that you just feel like, oh, I'm unstoppable, but then you will die when you get into a room and just get mobbed like crazy.
Totally.
Confused Echidna says Hades is never mentioned in mythology to have children. Being the god of death seems to preclude that, Hex. And I was like, listen, he took a wife.
Yep.
In a rapey way.
Yep.
So he must have had intentions beyond that. He wanted to extend his line, install a woman in the underworld to continue the Hades lineage.
Heritage, yep.
I think it's possible.
Probably fire.
I think he probably wanted more than the... Because also, I don't think Hades particularly wanted to be the god of death. From memory, Zeus made him the god of the underworld, and he was like, this place sucks. I don't want to be down here. And he was like, suck it, you're the god of the underworld now.
Yeah, also, Gus, you can go through either of those two doors.
Right.
And they give you the reward that you see on them is what you get when you clear the next stage. If you're going on a key hunt, then you want to go for the key doors to be able to, the Zeus Hades thing is definitely a big dynamic in this, and Hades is very angry that he's taking the underworld because it's a lot of paperwork.
Dead.
Persephone wasn't really taken in a rapey way. I mean, she was kind of tricked into being there. I guess I'm just thinking of there's like a very famous marble statue called the Rape of Persephone, and so I always think about that.
Which feels pretty.
Put that in your mythology.
Yeah.
And again, if you'd done the homework, Steph, like I'd asked, and gone and watched that documentary about the Greek gods.
Oh, he's been asking me to watch Disney's Hercules all week.
You see how sassy Hades doesn't want to be down there? He's got plans. He's voiced by James Woods, I believe, and he's having a rotten time down there. It is such a good movie.
So then yes, you rise out of this pool of blood, and then this is your sort of hub area. So just interact with the characters.
I will, but
Spy's store.
Triple-headed dog, guys from the other week.
Pet it.
Yep.
It's that one security system that you use for your small business. That's why I use Cerberus.
Star Wars. So then you get to chat to all these people.
I'll push through this again.
Why are you pushing through this? It's not for you. You're playing this for other people, not just for you.
Oh, there's Hades, his dad.
There you go. So Hades has a very fun, very angry, very bad dad vibes, but also a fun sort of like exasperated, you'll never get out of here, I don't know why you keep trying thing.
I've got all this paperwork to do.
So the character's name is Zagreus?
Yes. And he's also possibly from Persona 5.
Oh, he does look. My first thought was Persona 5 when I saw him. He's
And
got
then
sick anime hair.
The cool thing about how I was talking earlier about how you can pet it.
Left trigger to pet Cerberus.
You can even give him alcohol later. the way that the narrative informs the gameplay informs the narrative is also that when you kill like one of the Furies, who is a boss at the end of this first world, and then when you kill her, you continue on, you die, you come back, and then when you go back to her and you need to beat her again, she's like, "You're back again. Like, didn't you learn the last time?" And then you meet each other in this area where you like sometimes she'll be there, and you unlock other parts of this sort of the castle, I guess. So there's a bar that you unlock, and sometimes you'll find the people that you killed on the last run in a bar, and you come up against them, and you go like, "No hard feelings," and they're like, "Don't talk to me right now."
That's awesome. And wonderful that like they can make the gameplay world, as you said, a little more living and breathing. Pardon the pun. Yep. But like it's not like you're in the talking area and you're in the gameplay area. It's like to let those worlds be a little more dynamic, to add those variables that pop up that catch you off guard is such a delight in games like this where you're like, hang on, what are they doing out here? And moments
That's
like
cool.
that.
They're very self-referential. I like that.
And there's even there's a lovely little touch that goes as you play through, you'll get like further in the game than you have before, and then you'll come through a door, and Zagreus will go, "Huh, never been here before," and then it's just stuff like that where it's like, awesome. "Oh, I didn't get this far last time." Like,
that's nice. Yeah. That stuff feels so rewarding as a player when you're getting that feedback.
Yeah, exactly.
From the character, it's like, oh, we're in this together.
and I know I've harped on it, and you're probably getting a bit tired of it and whatever. But I cannot stress enough how much you will want to fuck all these guys.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, I saw in a trailer or maybe a review people saying it does blend a bit of a date sim setup with it. Is that something you've encountered yet?
Yeah, so I'm
gifting
not,
and stuff?
I'm not that far in, but it definitely feels like that's where it's headed, where you can, the more you talk to somebody, the deeper your relationship gets with them, you can then gift you pick up, I think it's wine that you pick up, but you can gift it to them, and then you give them enough, and then they go like, "Oh, I feel really like, thank you so much," and there's a closeness that is formed there. But there's definitely like this is I've seen a bunch of talk on Reddit and online and stuff about how the idea of like this is a very gay game in a very strong, proud way.
Yeah, cool.
Because you run into it's like 85% men and 15% women, and 3 of those women I've encountered so far could be my mother.
And all the men are like, "We'll sleep with anybody."
Totally,
Anything like
Ares is like, I just need something to take my mind off all the war.
What could that be? Fantastic.
Yeah. But
cool.
And it plays so well.
I was not worried. I was looking at reviews and looking at gameplay thinking I loved Transistor's movement and combat, and yeah, I'm getting such a strong vibe from that just from the controls that my concerns are at ease now that this feels super twitchy and responsive, but something you can get good at, which is what you need in these kind of games where it is repetitive to a degree because it is a grind, but at the same time, if it's enjoyable every time.
And not only the gameplay, but the story is what makes it actually really enjoyable to do that grind. And
back home.
yeah, the only thing is I'm just curious how it plays on the Switch because of the smaller joysticks and stuff.
I'll look to play it on a big screen with a Pro controller, I think, but it's nice to have the option on. I don't think I'll predominantly play it in handheld just because I'm struggling to see it on this screen, but that's because my old eyes, everyone.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of love in the chat for it, and so yeah, that is
cool.
Very, very exciting.
Awesome.
Cool. I mean, you can stop at any.
I was trying to let myself die, but yep, that's how that'll work.
A couple of
I don't like roguelikes.
No.
I don't find them enjoyable. But this looks pretty. It's like I don't like pop punk, but I'll listen to Blink 182.
Yep.
Because they're like the kings of pop punk.
Yep.
If Hades is the king of this genre,
just let him have it.
It is though, because the world knows about Blink 182.
That's fair.
No one else knows about All American Rejects.
There it is.
What a cut! Oh my god!
All right, that's the only other one I know.
Let's talk about Yellow Card for a while.
I know Yellow Card. My sister liked him. But yeah, like if this is like the prime example of what a roguelike should be today, then I like to dive in and check those things out, like the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because because there's just so many roguelikes now. But it is a genre where I feel like when the good ones come out, they are spectacular.
Yeah.
Like if I go Binding of Isaac, Dead Cells, this, Spelunky 2.
Enter the Gungeon.
Enter the Gungeon. There's one that I'm missing that's come out really recent. Slay the Spire, I guess, kind of counts. And there's one that I'm missing that went along with like a Dead Cells style vibe. Anyway, they are just spectacular. And then there's a bunch of trash.
I'm the same in that. I don't like roguelikes either. Usually, just because I hate repetition. I hate being forced to play things over and over again. But in this instance, where they've kind of folded it into the gameplay in a kind of creative, fun way, I feel like I could get into it probably.
It's not snobbery, so Bobo. It's like, you can't like everything, and I just don't particularly like roguelikes, but if this is the best roguelike, I'll want to check it out so that I can be like, maybe I do like roguelikes because they can offer me this, as opposed to offering me Enter the Gungeon was kind of the last one I played. I'm like, cool, it's fast.
Yep.
But by contrast, the one I played at the same time as that, you might have been mentioning Darkest Dungeon. Like totally different style of game, turn-based, card-dealing kind of version of a roguelike. Not even a full roguelike, I guess, like slightly progressive, but you could
roguelite?
No, it's just that you could totally get wiped and had to start again as a whole new band. But yeah, like just two different sides of the coin, but both tapping into a style of gameplay that I don't think I would love, and then I play and I get hooked, and it's like I'm ready to get hooked on this.
Lots of people giving roguelike in the chat love. Rogue Legacy is one that I missed. Obviously, Invisible Ink, fantastic. Someone said Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's not a roguelike, but is a spectacular game. FTL. The last thing I'll say before we leave, Pete, I am surprised that you don't like them.
Is this about yellow card?
Give me a violin. Because it is pure gameplay, and it is like, oh, it's funny that I really like them and you don't, because it's like, I'm not amazing at video games. You're very good at video games, and it is about refining. Like a roguelike is basically refine your talent at this game until you can beat it, as opposed to just sort of push through and eventually you'll finish Tomb Raider. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally hear you, and I believe that. I don't know. I can't explain why. They just don't know me. It's just like, I just feel like I hit X to swing the wide berth thing, pick up a different weapon.
Yep.
Use that. They just don't.
For me, it's more of that, like, things just get intense. You get thrown a lot of enemies at once. It's juggling that and movement. Like, that's what I find.
Yeah, but like, I find it, like, yes, you can get good at it, and it's good that you can. I guess the closest thing I got to liking a thing like this was Geometry Wars, which was just, I mean, a score chaser. But not the same kind of thing. But it just becomes a mess where I feel like there is strategy, yes, but I can't be bothered learning it. It just feels like a mess on screen to me, as opposed to being like a Dota-like strategy or a Dark Souls-like slow.
Learn the puzzle.
Learn the puzzle of a fight. Kind of thing.
Just before we finish on this, can you go to full screen? Just check out this. Like, the art in this is beautiful, the character design, everything like that. But this little shot here where you walk up and just get this beautiful
first get past the retrograde.
Look over the whole of Hades and all the spirits and everything there. How cool is that?
I mean, it's a gorgeous looking game.
And then the final thing about this, they've sold 1 million copies since it launched in early access, which is spectacular for them. And I talk about this YouTube channel all the time, but No Clip, Daniel Dwyer's No Clip YouTube channel, they embedded, so they do all these behind the scenes documentaries about making video games. They embedded with Supergiant as they were making this game, and they released, they sort of go back every couple of months and just like shoot a bunch and put out a new episode. So there's a full, like, as they make it, behind the scenes making of this video game documentary on the No Clip channel, and it is so good. It's just such a great insight into an indie dev studio. So yeah, this is so going on my top 10 of the year. I just love it.
Yeah, cool.
I also love art. Let's do some art.
Sure.
Let's do some Pock-art.
Let's do some Pock-art.
I'm gonna head up and set up, but as I do that, I think, Pete, you might be able to run us through, while you guys set up, the ones from last week. Or 2 weeks ago.
Yes, I can do that.
But let me head up and I'll jump off mic so you guys can just admire that, I guess, while I do that.
Yeah, totally. And I actually got to move through some stuff as well. So you guys talk about them while they're up. And here's the first one that we drew.
Well, there we go.
I remember the lemon with the fez and...
On your horse.
Oh, I drew that horse. I mean, you refined it.
You drew a donkey.
Well, the ears were too big. But I drew a horse with big ears.
Why was he scared of lemons? Did he like lemons? He lived near his parents, which is why they're in the background watching him, and he also lived near or liked a burrito shop.
That's right. Yes.
Something about lemons. I don't know.
The Fez Man.
The
Yeah,
Fez
he was
Man.
scared of his parents. He came home drunk. I can't remember why he's a lemon, but he was drinking his own juices. We're going to get a flash of ourselves as a next.
Please. I just like the fact that the most important, we remembered everything except for the most important thing, which is why he is a lemon. Like, the whole thing is about he is a lemon. The next one, this is Cleverosaurus. So Cleverosaurus was a boulderer.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Very into like lots of different extreme sports.
Lived with his brother.
They owned half the house each.
Yep.
And his favorite superhero is the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
So the Flash ran through the house and
With a bale of hay.
with a bale of hay because
and
he
he
worked
liked-
at the feed store.
And he liked spearfishing. No.
He liked mountain biking. Is on his.
Where's the
bowler
fish?
singlet.
What's the fish bowl?
The fishbowl is his brother. His brother.
Oh, that's right.
is wedged in the fishbowl.
spearfishing was a different one.
Yeah, right.
His
that was the
brother,
other fish.
his brother was in the fish bowl. Yeah.
Yes.
Because we were like, you don't like your brother. This is just a
Well,
a
like that, he's
relationship
supporting.
of convenience.
He's trying to keep his brother alive.
His brother's great. His brother's just not featuring in this in a major way because this is Cleverosaurus's logo.
Correct.
Yeah.
So he's saving his brother from the Flash destroying his house.
But also at the same time, Cleverosaurus let this happen, and if you really loved your brother, you probably wouldn't be like, oh yeah, you're a fish in a bowl.
And the last one, Nathan.
Which is fantastic.
Yes. Nathan has a fear of like blue screens and computer crashing.
He loves VR, and he thinks that the national food of wherever
Hungary
is just, according to Gus, slop.
That's right.
So he's running with a Parma.
But that's a Parma because that's the food that he likes to eat.
Yeah.
That was nothing to do with Hungarian food.
That's right.
Connoisseurs will notice that the Scott Pilgrim reference that he liked, which is the Windows error message, is biting into him as he bursts into coins and turns into pixels. Also wearing the original green shirt and brown khakis from the Scott Pilgrim the game digital outfit.
And he really likes VR. He's wearing the VR headset.
Correct. While running with
he really liked VR, didn't he?
Yeah.
He like weirdly liked VR.
Well, that was also I just kept asking him about him, and then you guys got angry at me.
Oh, that's right. You were like, we need to move on. And
I was just having a meaningful conversation with him.
That's fine. You made a connection, and I don't want to judge you for that.
Well, just to quickly
That's what
bring
we
it
do
back,
on this
we
show.
talked about that. We both loved that Scott Pilgrim game, which was an Xbox 360 game that got pulled off the arcade and was unable to be played anymore.
Oh, that was like a beat 'em up.
It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up with like awesome music. Ubisoft just announced that it's coming back.
It's coming back, yeah.
So stoked.
Very
to play
funny.
that.
I just rewatched that film the other day after we were talking about it.
Good movie.
Let's get Gus's face in here, but we got to do the Pock-art throw first.
Oh yeah. Because I forgot the
brought to
gameplay
us.
one. I need to do 2 throws.
We don't have a
also,
gameplay.
there was a severed foot.
Oh yeah.
Do we?
Severed foot.
We've got. Oh yeah, no, we skipped it. But I'm just gonna say it anyway. Oh, you don't need to bring up a card.
We don't have one.
No, I know it was.
So who's it for?
Well, it's for someone who hasn't had it in a while because it's for Ponk. For the talkback, because we were going to do a talkback, but we were like, we ran out of time. But I feel like I should give him a
Should I
shout
put the
out.
talkback one up?
Yeah.
To see his logo, and we'll just pretend.
That it says
PlayBack.
We'll have a 30-second talk back about nothing.
Here it goes.
About SlowPonk.
That's so fun.
The talkback, which isn't really this, is brought to you by SlowPonk. When you want to get punked real nice, you're sick of being punked fast, it's time to call SlowPonk. He's the slowest punk in the business. He'll punk you tenderly, lovingly, and with respect. SlowPonk. Slow and steady. Punk's the best.
In Hades.
Yeah. In Hades!
Yeah.
What a and today's talkback topic, did we all just watch Gus play Hades?
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
great.
That was great.
Thank you very much, SlowPonk, for the talkback. And it is now time to get into back Pock-art, which do we have a sponsor for this?
We do. It's Mr. Raj himself.
It is Raj, presented by Raj. If you want your show cancelled, call Raj. He'll come in all handsome and smelling like a mix of the desert wind and the memory of your dapper grandfather, but he will somehow get your show cancelled. I don't know if it's his aura or he knows a guy or he's like a walking broken mirror, but he will cancel your show. If you have a show, don't call Raj. Unless you hate your show, like Gus, then Raj is the man for you. Raj, he cancelled Firefly.
Nice.
Guys.
So I just tweak them as I go.
Yeah. But
Good,
Gus
good.
gave you it on a platter. And you,
No, it's what he said last time, but I
no, I know.
Oh, what was it?
He wrote, Raj, he'll fuck your shit up, as you've said in the past. And
He was doing a thing. He was just yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you do you. It's
You just need to communicate beforehand, but then that ruins spontaneity. So
That's
maybe
true.
sounds boring.
All right, Firefly is overrated, says the chat. Okay, let's get into
smash through a couple of these.
Let's get into them. So the first one, Beersy, if you're in the chat, and I did warn you about this, so if Brendan Beers is around anywhere, please jump in, but I will start. So hi, my name is Brendan, but most people call me Beersy, and well, a beer would most likely be my logo. So Gus,
on it.
you could either do it that, or it could be top down in a beer because it's already a circle. I'm 27 years old. Currently, you don't need to listen to me. I don't know anything about art.
Things floating in a beer.
I'm 27 years old, currently unemployed due to the coronas screwing me, but I'm a part-time broadcaster on Twitch.
nice.
He would describe himself as loud, caring, and welcoming. Born in
Brilliant qualities.
very good qualities. Sydney guy, been here all my life, although I'd love to move to Melbourne at some point. That's not going to happen. Loves retro games, has a ton of old consoles in his collection. He also loves streaming, music, singing, and entertaining people. So he should be a drunk beer doing karaoke.
We are.
Yes,
We are on the same.
but with a bunch of like retro consoles in the background.
Beersy is in Discord.
Fantastic. And Girl Poke is very excited that Beersy is being drawn. Doesn't fear much, but when he does, it's most likely spiders. He loves almost anything film-wise. If a story can move him emotionally, then it's job done. And then he just said, keep up the amazing work. He's also a massive metal guy, music-wise.
Ooh, the bear has long metal hair.
Foam hair.
All right, should we bring Beersy in?
Do it.
Hello.
Beersy!
Hello.
How are you, dude?
Hey.
Yeah, you're right. We're meant to be the professionals here, and we made that awkward.
That's true.
right. We just
That's true.
kept saying hello.
Well, that's all right. We can all be awkward together, I guess.
What are you drinking right now, you big lush?
I wish I were drinking beer. I usually don't drink as much as I used to, but yeah, I don't mind a beer once in a while.
We're making you a walking human bear, like
with an 80s
I love it.
mullet.
It's like I might have beer once in a while. Gus is like,
once in a while.
erase.
He could just be Milk, the sexiest.
That works for me.
That's a reference that happened in the commercial break. We sort of gave off the spiel of the stuff that you told us. Is there anything else that we should know about you that could inform this?
I mean, not really. I mean, I think I covered everything perfectly in the little spiel there. So
you did
I don't
perfectly
know.
cover
I don't
everything.
know.
What I would like to know, because Gus is doing a nice little 80s mullet, is there
I
a
love it.
particular metal band that we could reference? Like, this is Dave Mustaine.
Oh, shit.
I feel like right
shit.
now.
Oh, I've just got so many. I don't even know where to start.
It should be hair metal.
Is there a specific genre of metal that you enjoy? Like
mostly
Norwegian death metal?
post-hardcore and just the heaviest stuff and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Is metal okay? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay. Sorry.
Ooh.
He should be in a metal stein.
Yeah, I can make him metal.
Hey, I
that's
really
a texture
fucking like
thing
that.
that will
That's
come
cool.
with the color, so that'll definitely happen.
It feels like
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Shit to me now.
Is what?
Yes.
Nothing, darling.
No, I'm agreeing. That's a great idea.
No, there was a tone. There was a busy. Was there a tone?
I don't know about that.
There was a tone. There was a chat. Was there a tone? Odds, can we get a poll as to whether or not there was a tone?
And I would like
There was a
to,
tone there. I swear to fuck.
I would like to add as well, before you pick a side here, Beersy, that the chat thinks you sound like Gus.
Oh.
So you can either choose to side with the person you sound like or play for replacing him.
I thought I heard.
How well
some
can you
handsome-
draw?
That is a really, really tough decision to make, I have to say. Fucking tough, and I'm just like,
The question I had, Beersy, was is this the metal thing you do with your hand, or is that Spider-Man? I always get them mixed up.
It's that's hang loose.
That's
Yeah.
different.
Oh, I've done
It's
trouble.
devil
Hang on,
horns.
I'll see if I can pop it in chat.
Okay, yep, okay. Let me
like
fix that
that
up.
one.
My mistake.
That's the one. Thanks,
yeah,
dude.
Beersy emoted it.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Grim.
And sorry, just quickly. Yes to tone. There was a tone. No tone. Yes tone. There was a tone. No tone. Definitely a tone. Just a hint of tone.
I forget.
Just a hint of tone.
I forget I'm on
Mod
webcam
Wars
occasionally,
2020.
so
I like that one.
Yeah.
I'm on the cam, so I'm doing this.
Oh, yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, yep,
yeah.
double check.
That's
I'm
it.
like,
That's
yep.
it.
But I'm looking at it to draw it. I'm like, yeah, nailed it.
So I feel like we've got. I mean, maybe he should be streaming since you're a part-time streamer. What kind of stuff do you stream?
Yeah.
Well, I stream mostly just about anything in general. I mean, I love my retro setup. I've got like plenty of retro consoles to play as well. I think I just finished doing a Super Mario 64 run, which was really
Nice. Tell me, Beersy, have
Yes,
you finished
yes.
it before? Have you finished it more than
Now
once?
that you mention it, yes, I've multiple times.
Better than Peter.
Oh,
Shots fired.
Again, there's a spot on this couch for you, Beersy.
There's actually some fans of yours in the chat right now.
Apparently there are. Some people apparently know me, which is great.
This is
Yeah,
very
and I
exciting.
love it.
Well, Nightbot said the last thing you were playing is Mario Sunshine, so you've moved on to that, have you?
I was supposed to play Mario Sunshine tonight, but I was feeling a little bit under the weather, so I had to sort of cancel, I guess. So this kind of like opened up for me, which is awesome. But yeah, I'll be getting onto Super Mario Sunshine because I've never played that one before, actually.
And yet, your job
Never,
when
ever.
you're a streamer is to talk like on the internet, and you've basically gone, "Oh, I'm too sick to do that," and then appeared on a show where you talk on the internet on Twitch.
Yeah,
You
I
outed
know,
yourself,
I'm playing
mate.
hooky.
It's a different level. It's a different level of commitment.
Different level,
Hey,
yeah.
can I ask, when
Yeah.
you sing karaoke, do you sing metal? Are there metal songs in karaoke? Like when you go to a karaoke bar, can you pick
Not
like
really. I mean, with karaoke, I just love singing anything and everything, but I always make it a point to finish with Bohemian Rhapsody. Always.
Oh, nice.
wow.
Good choice.
Wow.
Good choice.
Bold choice,
go on
Cotton.
a ride.
Is that because by the end of the night you've had so much to drink where you're like, "No, trust me, it'll sound great."
Pretty much.
Wow, welcome to every wedding I've
I'm usually
ever
pretty
been to.
decent with it, so yeah, it usually gets the crowd going and everybody loves it. So fuck it. It just you have a lot of fun with it. So
Nice.
I see. I'm always I'm always the one that brings everyone down. I always like do really sad Jewel songs. I'm like, I love this song, guys, and everyone's like, no. I'm like, these foolish games.
But hey, if you get everybody else singing along, it's usually the best thing, right?
Steph,
Yeah, absolutely. For those songs, I guess.
we rounded out your wedding with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah,
That's
that was
true.
great.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
we had a good wedding playlist.
Until Steph started singing Dido, and it was the stand, just the sad stand.
Pete had to do all the Eminem letter writing bits.
Yeah, all the letter writing where it's like, "I'm gonna put you in a trunk and run the car off the bridge."
Oh, yeah.
Happy wedding, baby.
Hey, Beersy,
I think I like Echidna's idea there. If I'm going to be honest,
Where did we say? What did Echidna? You're gonna have to regurgitate.
just
for us?
a little dragon reference, if that's cool.
Oh, dragon.
Yes.
Is that attached to your streaming channel or is it?
No. My partner, who's a broadcaster as well, she has a dragon thing as her as a motif. So,
Yeah, nice.
Oh,
So
Do you have a motif as well?
including her in there.
would I have a motif? I think
Or
it's
is
just
it just
beer, I
beer?
guess. It's just beer.
Well, should we give
with
the
the way
beer
with the
big
way I
dragon
do
wings?
the yeah. Oh, maybe.
Does that work?
Yeah, or just like a little
think I might
dragon
like that.
circling
Just like-
around the foam.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe it's a
Ooh, that might be
dragon
pretty cool, yeah.
drinking you.
dragon drink perched on the top drinking. I like this.
Yeah,
I like
That's
that.
cute.
That's
I
what
like
I'm talking
that.
about.
That's cute.
Okay, so what we've landed on is you're at home streaming, you're entertaining the masses in a very kind, loud, and caring way. You've got your retro consoles and you're probably streaming something fun, but you're also a completely toasted stein of beer being drunk by your girlfriend dragon.
I fucking love that. That's amazing.
Cool,
But
man.
fix the thumb, apparently. That thumb is supposed to be in, not out.
Yeah. This,
Sorry, okay, what am I
this
doing wrong?
means something else. You've got to do
It's
this.
just that. It's just devil like just think devil horns.
That's what I did the first
Yeah.
time, wasn't it?
Yeah,
no,
but
you did this.
That's the one. Yeah.
you did
That's the
that.
Right, so the
It's
thumb
this.
is in like that. Gotcha.
There's no other safe hand gesture.
No.
You've done all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the last one.
Yeah, I think
Any other variation, except maybe live long and prosper. And even that I had to think about.
Even that, I'm like,
maybe.
when you bring it up, you need to remember, you need muscle memory to be like, okay, divide your fingers like that. But also, I wouldn't be surprised if this has also been co-opted by a hate group.
I know.
So, like,
I'm so scared. I used to do the
has, and
OK
that
symbol all the
scares me a
time,
little
and now
bit.
I'm scared that people are going to think I'm a white supremacist.
I know.
And then I get really angry because I'm like, no, they shouldn't be allowed to take that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's take
they shouldn't
that.
be allowed to take
Let's
that.
take the Heil back.
That's too far.
Too far?
It's too
All
far.
right.
No.
It's fine. I said it. I'm the wacky one.
I mean, it's not too far that you said it, but it's just like I think there are some things that we can actually claw back if they haven't gone too far, like in terms of like gestures and things.
Yeah, but you're like the Heil. That one's done.
We're never getting that back.
But I agree.
Didn't we ever have that in the first place?
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's like hi, but I do agree that the OK symbol. It's because I used to do that.
That's on because that's on the edge right now. I feel like it's on the cusp of sorry.
We've lost him.
Well, no,
Beersy, how are you going?
No, Beersy. Beersy, how do you feel
enjoying
about white
conversation.
supremacist hate group symbols?
I hate them.
Good work.
There we go. Good choice of words. Just quickly before we round it up, Beersy, a couple of posters in the background. I was going to reference some metal bands that you liked, but I don't know any metal bands. So, like, off the top of your head?
Okay.
Jamiroquai.
Maybe some throwouts to bands I know through Twitch, I guess. Verona Lights, Closure in Moscow, Parkway Drive, definitely a good one.
I know Parkway Drive. Okay.
Closure in Moscow, Parkway Drive.
All right, I'm going to put them as placeholders, and I'll draw the actual
cool
ones in there when I do that as well.
I feel like Parkway Drive would be classed as metalcore.
Oh,
okay.
Goodness
don't mind a bit of metalcore, yeah.
Can I sing you the only Parkway Drive phrase I know?
Do it.
You wouldn't know love if it ripped your fucking chest.
Now give me a little Panic at the Disco.
Pretty top-notch
Closing the goddamn
impression right there.
Now give me a tiny bit of Fall Out Boy.
One night, one more time.
Oh, God.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Busy, thank you very much for your patronage. Thank you very much for being an awesome member of the community, dude.
Thank you for having
You're
me.
making
You
a
guys
mess
did
in
such
this
an
logo
amazing
by the end of it,
fucking
too, by
job.
the
Keep up
way.
great
You're a
work,
giant
yeah?
beer.
Wait, sorry, hang on.
You're talking over top.
Gus can't hear you.
Once
Go
more,
again,
Beersy.
Beersy.
I love the work you guys do. Keep up the great work, and it's been a pleasure to be a part of this. Thank you so much.
Yay!
Thanks, man.
Thanks for being on the show.
Talk to you later.
Just at the right time. I was just saying that I forgot he's like a giant beer thrashing about with a dragon. Like he's just
Slopping everywhere.
Slopping everywhere.
I love it. All right. Good work, Gus. We got there. That dragon's going in head first as well.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. It's having a guzzle.
It's having a deep, deep drink.
Liethal is the next one. Liethal.
Am I too lethal?
Probably.
Is it am I too lethal?
Well, they've just said lethal, but probably. How many lethals are there? Yeah, why are you so excited?
I love Am I Too Lethal. Am I Too Lethal has been
But it
around
might not be that
forever.
person, and then this person is going to feel
It'll
like
be the third
undersold.
best lethal, the worst one.
So, Liethal, if you are in the Discord right now or in the chat, jump into the Discord and go to the on hold, and we'll drag you in.
Bring him across.
But in the meantime, are they there?
No.
All right. In the meantime, Liethal, 35, is an editor and writer. Describe yourself in 3 words. Funny, sissy, curmudgeon, which is just such a combination.
That is a wild
yes,
combination.
no, and don't know what that word is.
A funny, curmudgeon is like a grumpy kind of.
I'm curmudgeon.
Yeah.
You're funny.
Yep. Angus.
There's only one left.
Give me your Ralph. Give me your Ralph Wolf.
Sissy is not a word that I feel like gets used much anymore.
Ever.
No.
I have not heard anyone. Sissy sounds like a shade that you'd throw at someone in the 50s.
Yeah, I love it. They live in Melbourne. They love the coffee. The worst part about living in Melbourne is no one's wearing a mask. Interested in movies, gaming, and writing.
Wait, when did they write this?
4 years ago, weirdly enough. Yeah. I've got a photo, so I'll find out what they look like. Loves the birds. This person is an enigma. The Birds. Favorite game, Uncharted 2. Favorite movie, the Alfred Hitchcock movie, The Birds.
Oh, right.
For sure. Yeah.
I can work with that.
Yeah, okay. I thought you meant the band The Birds.
No, the movie.
Movie The Birds.
Are you sure it's the movie?
Yes, it says favorite movie, The Birds.
That makes sense.
There you
can
go.
hear you guys.
I love this. Okay, cool. So, The Birds, Uncharted 2, gaming, writing, funny, sissy, curmudgeon, lives in Melbourne, no one's wearing a mask. It needs to be birds without masks on.
Yeah, here's what's going to happen.
Oh,
The scene in The Birds that scared me the most as a kid was when the main actress finds herself trapped in a telephone booth.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the birds are all flying at her and like smashing into them. Actually, that's a lie. That's not the scariest part, but I don't want to talk about the scariest part because it'll just cause me to have flashbacks.
What is the scariest part?
A woman talks about her period.
Post-show.
Post-show, when it's closer to the point when I need to go to sleep.
Yeah, I'll save it for the post-show. There's a trauma scene in that really messed me up. But the phone box, I reckon, is a great one. But we can have the birds. Oh, I suck at drawing birds. This is going to take it. I'm going to do some.
The chat's onto something here. Bird stealing mask.
Yeah.
Birds stealing masks?
Yeah.
Yeah, ripping the mask off someone's face.
Oh, that's
a
even
magpie swoop.
I want to put what was the name?
Liethal.
Liethal in the booth, trying to edit.
Yep.
While the birds are.
Is that the Titanic sex hand?
No,
it's the Matrix getting shot through the telephone booth.
Oh, right. They're very similar hands.
No, I like it though. I like them. I like the Titanic hand. There should just be a smudge of fog on there.
I don't.
Yeah.
But the birds are going to be stealing all the masks as they smash into the side of the thing, purely just to take all the masks.
Are the birds wearing masks?
Well, then you can't really see the beak.
Yeah, true.
Sorry? Yeah, that's true. That's actually a really good point. So that's going to be happening, which is terrifying.
I see what you've drawn. I was like, I don't see the bird at all, but there's a mask dangling from its mouth.
Again, my birds aren't great. I will come back to these.
How are your birds, Steph?
But I'm going to do a lot of
donkeys.
No.
Well, the
I
point
would
is
say
that there's
birds
a lot.
Birds
So
are pretty tough.
Yeah.
I can do a good dragon though.
I can do that squiggle bird that you just did.
Do we have any details about the person? Male, female, long hair, short hair, beard?
Male. So I can give you. Here's what I can give you. So they've sent in a picture here. He sent in a picture of himself. So he's got. It looks like he's got sort of cropped short hair, but he's wearing a cap in this. He's got some stubble. He's got a sick leather jacket on.
Trucker cap.
And he's got a real curmudgeon-y look to him. He really looks curmudgeon-y,
but a little bit sissy.
It's a good blend.
Touch it.
Oh, that's a nice smile. And then, so I feel like, okay, what are those?
Porgs.
Porgs, okay.
Star Wars fan.
So it's just...
Maybe they're porgs that stole the...
I'll get some porgs in the birds going as well.
I don't know too much about... Because I'm assuming that sissy is like a gay subculture.
Very well be.
So I don't know too much. If anyone in the chat knows about like a sissy classification, then that would be helpful. Because I think we should face it front on of going. I would like to incorporate that, but I don't want to incorporate it in a way where it's not true. Well, it's not representative.
I was going to do them screaming in fear, which is not a sissy act. You're being attacked by birds.
Yeah.
But that was going to lean on it. But it can be there regardless.
Someone said, "Are we sure it's not sassy?" We are sure. It is definitely sissy.
I don't know how I would draw someone being sassy editing in a phone booth as birds smash into the side of it.
Not unprepared says, I feel like as a gay man, I should know what this is, but I do not.
Lord Phoenix just says, put him in some cute panties, lol.
The Vegabus says a feminine male, according to Urban Dictionary. Then I'm a sissy.
I think because I found most websites were just like, it's just like a slur that's used mostly directed towards men. But then I found one on nonbinary.wiki that says sissy is a term used to describe people who are assigned male at birth but embrace feminine roles and or expression.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Okay. Gus? What's happening here?
Well, I was putting the stubble on, but I feel like that's an overtly masculine.
No, he's got stubble. Well, he's got stubble in the picture he sent. He's clean shaven at other times, but there's definitely stubble involved in this man's life.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure that's going to sit up there because they're editing.
Nick is just a metrosexual. That's probably true.
Oh, that's a word I haven't heard in a while.
No, my God. Nick, say bug snacks. Bug snacks.
Use hair gel. You're such a metrosexual.
Remember when that was a thing?
Yeah.
God, I fucking hated high school.
So funny.
So, baseball cap, stubble, screaming,
leather
birds,
jacket, but maybe no shirt.
Thank you, leather
and
jacket,
some sexy panties.
Well, there is a shot of him wearing like sort of like a more leather vesty kind of thing.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh, leather vest is cool.
How do we feel about that?
I do like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and draw one. Hang on.
In fact, he really likes leather. Good on you. See that thing? Oh, is that leather?
No,
that's,
that's a tank top.
Ignore me. It's not leather. It's an Adidas tank top. But he's got great guns. He's got great guns.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
All right, let's get them in there too.
So put those guns in. And then he's got a picture of Karen from Will and Grace just screaming "gays rule." So maybe put that on the wall of the box.
Yeah,
I like
graffiti.
I like how the foot is holding.
Well, I kind of
door
wanted
shut.
some action, so I think like holding that shut as the
That's a
bird
great
like
show.
panickingly smashing through here.
Gays rule graffiti would be awesome.
Yeah, it's still very funny. And there's a lot of, I feel like, very problematic parts to it. But also, it's like, this was a very bold show for when it came out on an
sure.
American, like, free-to-air network to be, this is a show entirely about gay people.
Yeah.
Yeah, still very funny.
Do you listen to the podcast? Nick Offerman and
No.
In bed with Nick and
Megan?
Megan.
How great is that couple, though?
Yeah,
they're like
it's great.
God.
It's great. They have a cute shtick between them. It's very cute. It's
Good pod?
good podcast.
Yeah, because
good
it's like,
guests.
it's Conan.
Yeah.
In bed with us.
Yeah, right.
And it's always just huge names.
I mean, like, when you're famous, you just, that does 90% of the
You
heavy
just bring
lifting.
your friends over.
Bring in your funny
It's like when we
friends.
started this show and they were like, you guys were like, Pete, do you want to be on this show? Because I'm the most famous person you guys know.
Yeah, you're like our Conan O'Brien.
One and the same.
Okay, so how are we doing? We got Bird still in masks while Liethal is freaking out, trying to get something written, holding the phone booth shut, and Gaze Rule is scratched into good.
They're like that. I take it they're not in the line still.
No.
All right. A bit of that. I've done my usual comic giant nose that I just do. I used to draw all the time with cartoon characters, which I really have to do less of these days.
There's like 3 eyeballs.
Ryby, my boy, says, is that going to be a little up short leg shot?
Yeah.
Which I do like. So I do want to, and again, like I want to tread the path well. But there were a couple of suggestions of like some lacy underwear or something underneath the short. So maybe, how do we feel?
I think that's a bold call to make
for someone who without their
not
Yep.
I was just shortening the shorts. I feel confident doing that.
Just show one ball hanging out.
No, I will not do that without their permission.
But I will say the one last thing. Kit Carnage said this.
I know the
and
kink.
So and she they said that they know the kink, and so I was like, that's why I brought it up, because I was like, this is someone that I trust. So maybe this works. I'll ask. I'll ask Liethal. Yeah, I'll message and say, I think about putting this in.
I think that's best.
If there's any extra details Liethal wants to chuck in it, let us know.
Sure.
And more than happy to.
So the options are just normal shorts, short with a little like lacy pink or something, and short with just one nut hanging out.
Yeah. A nut hanging out would be a fun thing.
Oh, what about a nut hanging out of just some lacy underwear because it's too lacy? Have you tried on women's underwear before?
Yeah, I'm sure I have.
Yeah, because it doesn't hold anything.
Not yours.
All right, does that make it better or worse? Because it doesn't.
It was a long time ago, is the point.
Because it doesn't hold anything. It's like wildly uncomfortable. Because it's built for no package.
Sure.
Steph, you put a package in there. It's got nowhere to go. It's bursting. It's bubbling.
Fall
It's
outside.
overflowing. Yeah. It gives a new definition to the term busting a nut.
I feel like I need to get involved now and just be like, not to have my say, just to be like, I feel like I'm done for now. With this one.
Yeah, there's a beautiful collage of things happening.
There's even a couple of little birds. One managed to get in there, and these ones down here that are actually wearing the masks, because I just think that's adorable.
Now, can I ask, are these birds stealing the mask to wear themselves because they want to be protected, or are these like the dickheads that walk through Walmart filming themselves, like, take off your masks, free yourself, stop the oppression?
I reckon
they're all Karen birds.
They're all. I reckon
Karen in this scenario is good because Karen is the Gaze Rule character from Will and Grace.
Oh, yeah, that's a good Karen.
Before the name Karen was co-opted into something bad.
Yeah. God, how did
like that Heil that we love?
I don't know. I have a sister called Karen, and I feel awful for her.
Can't use Karen. Can't use a Heil anymore. It's just, what do we live in? Come on.
KJ Lee has wrapped up a few things tonight that I think is a very funny sentence.
Yep.
Fallout Nut is my fave pop punk band. Fucking wonderful.
Cool. Well, I reckon we'll leave it there for now. And if there's anything that they want to add going forward, or again, these all get sexed up in post. So I'm more than happy to add a nut or some lace.
Yeah.
I'll do that with everyone's logo, by the way, as well. If you want a nut or some lace on your logo, let me know.
Good. All right, let's see what we got with the third one, because this person is Dingo. Dingo, if you're around, if you're watching Dingo. then jump into the Discord. But to kick us off, Dingo.
Oh, you're there.
055, 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Job, they just put nothing.
Good on you.
Between.
Describe yourself in 3 words. Living meme lord.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Lives in the Druid. The best part and the worst part of where you live, me and also me.
Oh, my God.
Interests. This person gets more and more fun. Lego, Twitch streaming, making memes, video games, cruising.
God, I love this person.
Holy shit.
Fears are plants coming to life. Favorite game, Counter-Strike Global Offensive or Destiny 2. And then I've got a link here, but given all the meme talk, I'm worried about what I'm about to see.
Oh, they've sent a link.
Just prepare yourself because it could be a nut.
Okay.
Dingo.
Oh, this looks like a visual reference
Oh, okay, right.
for like a Destiny thing.
It is a Destiny thing. Competitive Spirit Hunter bundle. Why did I get a picture of this?
I think maybe that's like...
What they're wearing?
Aspiration.
yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
think this is like a visual reference for Gus to be, let me include for his
What the
character.
hell is this?
What is
Meme
a meme lord?
Yeah. Dingo is in the chat. Dingo is in Discord.
Bring them in.
Let's do it.
Dingo. Hello, Dingo.
Hello.
Hey.
Howdy diddly.
How's it going?
What's up?
I'm alright. How you guys going?
Pretty good.
Sorry to pull you away from your schedule of making memes this evening.
Or just looking in a mirror.
It's a tough life, I know.
Where do you cruise?
Cruise to New Zealand, cruise to Queensland, and then...
Oh, shit!
what's in Queensland?
Actual boat cruise.
the boat's there.
I thought, yeah, man, I cruise the M4 all the
That's
time.
what I thought.
Yeah, man.
I thought you were out, like, picking up in a car.
He means
No, I don't
actually
want to drive.
cruising.
That means I don't have time to make the memes if I'm driving.
That's cool.
So can I ask, is there Wi-Fi on these cruises?
Absolutely. What would I be doing without it?
We went on a cruise once.
Yeah.
There was what was my favorite part?
The cookie bar.
The cookie bar.
The cookie bar. Pete's favorite part was when he stuck into the cabin next door and tried on the girls' underwear. Okay, so you live in Mount Druitt. You love cruises, which is just...
Yes.
And Gus, you've done a great pivot here of just adding a boat deck and a background.
Yeah.
But also, it looks like the bow of, like, 1912 Titanic, not P&O cruise.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. Can I ask, do you have a favorite meme or a type of meme that you tend to gravitate towards as meme lord?
I don't know. They all change because, as you know, as the memes come, the memes go.
Yeah.
So it's all about the trends that are setting and how I'm feeling.
Do you have a favorite meme?
Oh, well, at the moment, not to shout out anyone, but I really like to make Barjo sniff the poopy at the moment.
Yeah.
I missed that.
He likes to make Barjo sniff the poopy. Which I don't.
It's a sentence I didn't think I'd hear in 2020.
No, I understand the Fallout nut thing better than that.
Yeah.
Google sniff the poopy meme.
Yeah, no.
And see if that's a thing.
No, it's just a Barjo stream meme where you give him biddies and a poopy will show up and he will say, I don't want to sniff it. But we want him to sniff it.
Yeah, I mean, Barjo means
I should have known that.
memes just feels like, he's got a crown now.
I feel like we need to up the lordshipness.
Okay.
I'm feeling prestigious
this is
already.
like the meme lord character I remember.
Yeah.
It's like the little, okay.
Oh, the why though guy.
This is classic though. This is maybe like
I got it.
too old.
Is it?
But I want to know from Dingo.
Peter, am I maybe too old?
Maybe. Dingo's 21 and probably has never seen this meme in his life.
I've seen it only because they use it in advertisements to catch people like you.
Yeah. This is an old person pretending to know.
Right. Yes, this is like a hello fellow kids situation.
Oh, no, that's
you just broke him. You broke him.
She need the whole thing.
That's so funny.
Well, yeah, throw another couple at me.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give us some references because we're not even meme stewards.
I do. I have a specific chat with my girlfriends called meme maidens.
Oh my god.
But
But they're just not particularly dank.
I was about to say, you're the most wholesome person I know. Your memes would be like, look at this fjord.
Well, let me have a look. Let me see. There's probably a slightly dank one in there.
Dingo, meme us up while the meme maiden finds me some references.
I've got to open up my giant gallery of memes.
Because that's what I wanted to ask. It's like
they're not even really
what Gus is
memes.
referencing here is like a thing of like. This is when memes were like there were like 8 pictures and you would add words to the 8 pictures. It's like Velociraptor's era, whereas like you just put words on that picture and that does the thing. Yeah, but now memes are anything as long as it's like clearly ironic and a joke.
So 2 quick things. One, Steph showed me the meme made in chat, and I regret not saying it because before you showed me, I nearly said it's probably just you sharing nice pictures of Henry Cavill with your girlfriends, and that was the first fucking picture that came up was a nice picture of Henry Cavill. What's his name?
Henry Cavill, but it was because he was wearing a funny knitted hat.
He's dressed and he's next to a dog.
With his dog.
A meme.
I like if we're getting back to the thing, the meme that I like.
We're not. I need Dingo's input on
Dingo.
this. Dingo.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying Dingo. Sorry, go.
I like a good SpongeBob Smugfish. If you Google that.
SpongeBob's. I know SpongeBob memes, but
SpongeBob Smugfish. Have a Google, guys.
Smugfish.
Because I don't know that.
Oh yeah, it's the dude with the lips.
Oh, that guy.
Wait, there's 2 of them come up. There's a yellow one and a purple one.
The yellow one, of course.
All right, yeah.
Oh, okay. With
He's leaning into
with
it.
the droopy eyes.
We're doing a sly look over there, like, you know what happened.
So, is there something because the part of this I find the funniest is that when you said cruising and that you thought it was driving around and I thought it was cruising, picking up, and you thought it was something else.
I thought it was driving around.
Yeah, and then it turned out to be boats. I feel like there could be something in that, in the idea that, like, you could have one of these characters cruising past, like that face is a cruising face. The SpongeBob cruising dude is like a wind down a window driving in like next to the boat with the window down or something. I also like the cat, the one with the woman and the cat. But this isn't my logo, but I would put that cat in there.
Oh, with the woman who's yelling at the cat? Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, this is not. I mean, smug face guy is cruising.
Yeah, it's cruising past. He's got the little shoulder out. He's like, "Hey,
give me another one. What else you got?
What else do you like?"
Chat. What's just so we have the reference? What's the face that Gus drew? What is that meme called? Because it's not like meme.
Isn't it why though?
Why though?
No, no, that's not why though.
No.
I thought it was like the meme.
That's
board.
the stick man, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from that era.
No, stick man. Why though, stick man?
Sorry, Dingo, while chat's doing that, go ahead.
I like some good Palpatine memes from Star Wars. Those are always good too.
I don't know
Nice.
I missed the top of that.
Palpatine meme.
He's doing like a face like this.
No.
Why you know?
This guy should be saying
you
it's
know?
treason then.
It's treason then. That's always good. I am the Senate. Do it.
I am the
Yeah,
Senate.
that's what I was thinking it was.
It's a classic.
Do it.
I'm going to look up cruise companies.
Oh, this
What
is Rise of Skywalker Palpatine.
what cruise company do you normally go with?
I go with Royal Caribbean.
The best.
Oh, you are
when you must sail.
Yeah.
We went Carnival that time and I regretted it.
dodgy as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very
Royal
sad
Caribbean,
about
sponsor us.
what's happened now.
Yeah, you won't be cruising for a while unless you hit up the M4, buddy. I'll see you on there. I'll see you.
Yeah,
on
you're just at the base of the mountains. We can look down on you from on high. And wave.
A few spare sort of spots in this one. So again, from the description we had of Dingo, a lot of me in it that he enjoyed.
Oh yeah, the best and worst part of Mount Druitt was him, and he is terrified of plants coming to life.
Oh, don't get me started.
Really?
Oh,
what are you scared of? Like being choked out?
Yeah, like being like them wrapping around you and like just the like vines coming to life and just
Yeah.
Really?
I always found that musical with the talking plant quite scary.
Books, Little Shop of Horrors?
Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
They made a movie of it and I didn't like that.
It's funny that the dentist is the actual scary part of that. The plant's kind of just funny.
Isn't that
Steve Martin?
Steve Martin, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a terrible actor.
The chat have identified Like a Sir. Like a Sir is the
Is that him? I
guy
thought
that
he was
you've drawn, yeah.
I always
Like
thought he was a
a
bit more
sir.
of a meme lord, but look, I'm going to leave him in there as a reference to the fact that I know memes as well.
So is he getting distracted by how much he loves looking at the SpongeBob
Correct.
guy, and then the plant is actually snaking around his legs?
Oh yeah, we put your fears in. That's what our motto is here.
Back pocket. We put your fears in.
But the crown has made that's a little different, so we can make him actually a proper meme lord. like that as well. You got Palpatine in the background doing it. Do it.
Doing it.
Mount Druid up there as well. You've got a free hand. I was like giving them an extra hand or two. What do you want to put? Like, give me a meme. We'll get it in your hand.
Or just put Pepsi Max there.
Pepsi.
Good.
Sponsored by Pepsi Max.
The man knows his memes.
I'm drinking one right now. I'm
What?
sorry.
All right.
He lives it.
Not a meme. The man loves
It's
Pepsi.
my existence. I would appreciate it if you didn't bully me for it, but
No, look, as long as you're not going to make a commercial where you think you can solve the world's problems with a Pepsi, then I don't care what you drink.
well, with enough money, can't I make a commercial?
The man gets it.
Classic meme lord.
Oh my god. You want to talk about whether or not there was a toad? There was a tone in that one.
Very much so. And you know what? Like, because just to sort of put a pocket flavor on the whole thing, we've got the tendrils.
You're bringing
of
some
the,
dusk in.
No, well, yeah, I'm bringing a little bit of dusk in because this isn't a vine. I think you'll find it's got a couple of little.
It's a tentacle.
Hey.
So Nikki giving you the old. Don't say reach around.
Reach around.
Reach around. It's
Yeah,
reach around. It's the
there you
definition
go.
of a reach around. I'm literally
Giving you a
reaching
supportive
around and
hug.
jerking him off with my tentacle hand. Don't hide away from what you draw.
His hand coming around there as well. I'm sure I can fit in one or two more memes if you leave it with me, and we'll get you all loaded up.
Can I just ask one more question? How do you feel about the 7-foot meme?
It's overstayed its welcome. Unfortunately, it is past its prime.
Okay, so we probably need to put in 10 or 12 feet in this, floating in the ocean.
Oh my gosh, the meme lord has spoken.
That's brutal, because everyone wanted 7 feet in the chat, so he's made an enemy of the chat and of me. Okay, cool. Wait, oh yeah, there it is.
7-foot mountain.
Yeah, good. That's good. Well, it's kind of memey if we put it in something that in his own logo that he hates it. Then that's kind of mean. Or it's just mean. I can't
Dingo,
decide.
how do you feel about the foot?
It's there, if that's a statement.
Hates it.
We'll get rid of the
Best
foot.
review of one of my
Hates it.
logos yet.
It's there.
Maybe not so big. Let's go with that.
Bigger.
There's a tiny little one floating in the ocean somewhere.
Yeah.
Barely perceptible is
Yeah.
what I'm
As I
hearing.
said, it's past its prime, and you want to put it as big as that.
As what? Sorry.
As big as it
Prime,
is.
and you want to put it as big as that.
It's like, stop trying to make the feet thing happen.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Gretchen down there in the water.
I thought you'd be past it, Gus, but it sounds like you want to keep it in.
He's been practicing drawing 7 feet. He's so good at it now.
He's targeting you.
Join.
But there's also like a Nightbot like dice roll as well for the 7 feet in chat.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we've got you as a meme lord. You have a Pepsi Max. You are being cruised up to by smug SpongeBob meme. There are some plans coming to life, which is your greatest fear. No, it's not Darth Vader. Who is it? It's Palpatine. Is above saying do it. And in the background, you've got the Druid. How do we feel?
What if
Sounds like I'm
instead of
cruising
Palpatine,
already.
I'm so sorry, but what if instead of Palpatine saying do it, he was saying drew it?
Oh, very good.
Can I ask you? You've included a picture that was a Destiny hunter, I think.
Okay. I sent this in so many weeks ago. It's all right.
Are you happy for that not to be included, or are you?
Yep.
Okay.
And one last thing, the chat wants to know about your Bionicle fetish.
Well, that is a very sacred thing, one could say, in that it is beautiful and glorious.
So you like Bionicle?
Well, Lego was one of the things. It's just there's a bit on my stream that I do where I read from the encyclopedia of Bionicle.
Nice.
And
Because that
that's
has a deep lore, doesn't it? That doesn't
It does.
deserve to have a deep lore, but it's got one.
Is that the one with the robots?
They're like it's like a Lego spin-off.
It has robots. It's got well, as we said, deep lore.
Yeah.
Just it could have its own segment in its own, but we don't have time for that.
Do you love it genuinely or ironically?
Oh no, I love it. I've got all the movies, so many of the Bionicles. It's great.
That's cool.
And I know a lot about it.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your wonderful patronage, and this actually turned out really well, I feel like.
I don't know if you're a Rick and Morty fan, but I was doing a rising sun in the background, so I did the screaming sun from Rick and Morty, which isn't quite a meme, but do you hate that show?
I love that show.
There we go. Okay, I can
Turn his tongue into a pickle. Go for it. Do what
Alright.
you want.
More feet, you say.
Get a few more feet and we'll be good. Thank you very much, Liethal, for calling in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the show. Oh, sorry, Dingo, not Liethal. Dingo.
Well, go. That's it.
Oh,
there you go.
Right. Also, he hates Bionicles.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate.
All right. GG.
Bye.
Done. All right, team.
Well done, Angus.
Thank you for your help. I think running back on that one, as we said, Meme Lord, just filling the ocean and the cruise liner with memes as best we can drew it. And then going backwards, of course.
Wait, we got more. You kept pushing. You wanted to do more.
Sure.
No, we're done.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah?
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
No? Okay, we're done?
Yeah. I thought we'd do this. We might speed round through one another week. Or
Your
if I
dream
get
of speed running these is just a pipe dream. I just don't
It's
understand.
a pipe dream.
We need to have a talk about how we speed run. It's not the same pace. Like, if we do that, we have a timer on screen. We have speed round questions for...
But we need all this time to talk about Bionicles.
They end up with terrible logos.
No, we haven't done it yet.
Let's scream at each other in the post
You're
show.
right. We'll
Sounds
do it in
good.
the post show.
Sounds good. But yes, Notorious, Nefarious?
Lethal and Beersy.
Where did I get Notorious from? Lethal, trapped in the bird box.
Yep.
Well, not the bird box. That was a different film. Being attacked by birds in some sexy leather vests. And then, of course, Beersy. I forgot about Beersy. Metal mug, streaming karaoke with retro consoles, and girlfriend dragon just drinking out of the stein.
Fantastic.
Love it.
Good work, dude. These all turned out very well.
They will get even sexier and be sent out to you shortly.
While you come over, a few people in the chat are saying, what happened to the idea of a Pock-art only stream? It's literally just when we do it. Gus just edits during the day, arts and edits during the night, just basically edits his entire life. So we try to fit him in when we can.
Because he has to,
Take your single, mate. Take it.
Because...
No, do you want your shitty single?
Oh, wait, has your shitty single moved?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, you lost your shitty single.
Bit of time.
But during the week when he's not editing, he's redoing the ones that we've done on stream now.
That's a luxury job. That's like, I've got time to do that now.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy doing those because it's a question of being like, I can just put on a podcast and do some drawing. Yeah, life's tough. But if your life isn't tough and you've got money to spare, why don't you jump on the Patreon?
Good.
And you can do that by heading to patreon.com/backpocket, and you can get your own sexy logo. The more logos we have, because the more patrons at that level, means that the pressure will be so much that I'm just going to have to do not only one, but probably numerous pure Backpockets Pock-art streams. So you can put the pressure on me by becoming a patron today.
Here's what I'm terrified about. That's not how that will work. They will just pile up. There will be no dedicated stream, and I will just be going, Angus, we have financial and fiducial responsibilities to get this done.
But then we'll bring in a guest artist.
Ooh.
Hey.
What about a volunteer guest artist to support me? That would be fantastic.
If only there were people watching us that knew how to do art.
Yeah, what if it was hey, are you an artist? Are you looking for some extra work but maybe not get paid or credit for it? Hi, I'm Gus, and I do the art here on Pock. I'm done with these.
Welcome to the arts industry.
If the camera's not zoomed in on my eyeballs...
Oh, you're too exposed.
Yeah.
I was like, generally these start really well, and 80% of the time you just don't stick the landing in your close-up, and that's why you'll never really get a close-up. But take us out.
No, I'm done.
Pete, you're working hard tomorrow.
Yep.
I just want a lot of everyone in chat. Obviously, everyone here is working very hard, but Pete's got a long day tomorrow. So send a little thought about Pete tomorrow night when you're going, hey, normally I'd be watching Pock-art
Send
right
me
now.
your spirit orbs.
Send him his orbs.
But they can't be watching Pete because they'll be watching you.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah.
How's that for a plug?
God damn it! Why did I say yes to that? So tomorrow night I will be streaming Paradise Killer. No, I am excited about that. I'll be starting at about 9:30 once the family goes to bed, and it's just time for you or me and 400 of our closest friends to play a weird game about a dead body that got the blood drunk out of it. So come along for that, because if you watch the playback, very enjoyable game, very Nick game, very excited for this game.
Yeah, I've only heard from people who have similar taste to you good things about how that progresses as well.
Yeah. Sith Cat in the chat says, "Are you streaming on Backpocket or Nickboy channel?" On Backpocket. There's no Nickboy channel anymore.
It's dead.
Yeah, is no. That would be irresponsible to my lovely group of friends here.
We just became partner. We got to keep those hours.
That's
exactly. Yeah,
that's very true.
Yeah.
So you're doing that tomorrow night, and then back to regular broadcast schedule next week, I think.
Yeah, we should be. Well, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. So yeah. And then we've got some company stuff that we'll be able to announce soonish as well.
Yeah.
So keep an ear out for that, but you don't really need to because we'll just force it into your ears.
And as we mentioned, there's because we're partner now, we're starting to fill out the emotes that are on Twitch. So if you feel like subscribing on that or throwing your Amazon Prime in there subscription, you can get your hands on more emotes as they get approved. So we're just going to keep throwing them in the mix.
One literally got approved tonight, halfway through the show. It was you.
Oh right, no. Now
good.
the tier 2 ones are all us as Pockies. It was just Nick, and now it'll be the rest of us as well. But there'll be a bunch in the tier 1 as well. So we'll get on
put a
to
little me in there.
putting them all in there as well. Hopefully some of the ones that you guys have submitted in Discord as well, because there's been some fan art submissions as well. So keep them coming in, and keep your words from the Pocketeers coming in as well. We'll hopefully have more ads and more shenanigans for you guys in the next eps.
Absolutely. So thank you very much, everyone. Sorry. I don't know why my throat does this.
You talk a lot?
Yeah,
Maybe you need to do some vocal warm-ups.
Maybe I
should.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
We'll
You know what Brandon Urie would do to warm up?
What would he do?
He would sing Blink 182.
Takes out, Pete.
Closing the goddamn door.
Stick around for the post show.